Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're thrilled that you've joined us for some exciting Tuesday night college baseball brought to you by the Northerner. My name is Joshua Northcutt, and alongside me this evening is my broadcast partner, Jameson Howard. Jameson, how excited are you for this matchup tonight?
I'm very excited. We have a beautiful day here for baseball, about 80 degrees, sun's still out, but looking to be just a beautiful night for baseball.
Cannot disagree. This is one that we've had circled when we came up with the idea of calling these games, that we wanted to make this happen, and thanks to the Northerner and thanks for you reaching out to the Vols to be able to get this done. Well, folks, tonight we have a non-conference matchup between the Northern Kentucky Norse and the Tennessee Volunteers. This marks just the fourth time in history that the two programs face off, with the Norse still seeking their first win in the series. Heading into tonight's game, the Norse hold a 24-18 record overall and 12-9 in Horizon League play. Over the weekend, their tying season-long 6-game win streak came to an end as the Horizon League rival Oakland took series 2-1. Despite the tough results, head coach Dizzy Peyton informed us they'll learn from it and move on. On the other side, Tennessee comes into this game number 12 in the latest D1Baseball.com top 25 rankings. The Vols have an impressive 35-9 record, including a 13-8 in SEC play. However, they're also looking to bounce back tonight after dropping back-to-back weekend series versus Jameson's favorite team, the Kentucky Wildcats, and at LSU. But before we get started, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Jameson, what are the lineups looking like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, for NKU, kind of a lineup we've got kind of familiar with. I feel like this is kind of the go-to lineup for these past three games against Oakland. But starting in center field, number 3, Tyler Shannyfelt. Starting in left, number 17, luckily back in the lineup, Logan Davenport. Starting at first, number 26, Gabe Miranda. Starting in right, number 29, Josh Williams. Starting at second, number 10, Marcus Harrison. And then starting at catcher, number 18, Sam Bond. DHing for the Norse will be number 4, Braden Rogers. Playing third, number 23, Jake Altman. And then rounding out this starting lineup, the shortstop, number 21, Brennan Rowe. And then taking the mound for the Norse will be number 37, Bobby Bartlett.
Barbie, huh? And then what about the for Tennessee? What their lineup looking like?
Yeah, so for Tennessee, you got the shortstop, Gavin Kalin, number 6. Playing second, number 1, Dean Curley. Playing first, number 11, Andrew Fisher. Starting at center, number 9, Hunter Inslee. Playing third, number 16, Dalton Bargo. DHing for the Volunteers will be number 30, Levi Clark. Playing right, number 13, Reese Chapman. Catching, number 27, Stone Lawless. And finally, to finish out this starting lineup, number 10, left fielder, Chris Newstrom. And then pitching for the Vols, number 34, Braden Krenzel.
Appreciate that, Jameson. As you mentioned, this is a typical lineup outside maybe one or two changes for the Norse, so it's good to see the big hitters coming into play versus a team like Tennessee. Well, the first pitch is just moments away, but before we get started, we're going to pause for the national anthem. You're listening live on YouTube to NKU Norse Baseball, presented by the Northerner. Welcome back to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. I am Josh from Northcutt, and with me again is Jameson Howard. We felt like that was a little bit long of a break as we got through that opening segment quicker. So very quickly, we'll run through the umpires. Plate is Aaron Davis. First base, Alfredo Birkin. Second base, David Mayberry. And third base, John White. Jameson, so your thoughts today. If I had to ask you, what is going to be a key item, stat for NKU to pull off the upset versus the number 12 Tennessee? What thoughts do you have on that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So the Big Four of Tennessee, or not Tennessee, of Kentucky, or Northern Kentucky. Wow, my words are all over the place today. Shantyfelt, Davenport, Miranda, and Williams. They only batted .255 against Oakland. Simply put, for the Norse to win, you cannot be batting .255, especially those top four. I mean, they are arguably two of those are Horizon League Player of the Year candidates, amazing players. However, that .255 is not going to cut it. Tonight, would love to see all four of those guys just absolutely rake against them.
No doubt about that. And the thing I want to add also, though, is the bottom of the lineup needs to stay hot. It just needs to all come together. But it may start with a bullpen game situation where the bullpen needs to come out strong, make a statement. Bobby needs to go 2-3 innings. Face this lineup one way through, maybe give up a run or two because you're going to do that versus this Tennessee team.
Absolutely.
But when hitting, they are willing or they are able to give up quite a few home runs. They've given up over 40 on the season, and as you mentioned before, it's 320 down the line, super short right field wall. The shots are there that if we can make contact, the ball is going to fly on a beautiful night like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take another quick break as the national anthem is finally getting ready to play. But I promise you, we will be back and we will be ready for some Norse baseball. Welcome back to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. If you're just joining us, I'm Joshua Northcutt. Alongside me this evening is my broadcast partner, Jameson Howard, as Tennessee wraps up their warm-ups. Jameson, tell us a little about the Vols starting pitcher tonight.
Yeah, so pitching for the Vols is number 34, Braden Krenzel today. Really, I mean, he's been having a pretty solid season. This is his second start of the season. He started a previous Tuesday game a few weeks back. He's pitched to a 4.12 ERA, 19 innings, 19 and 2/3 innings pitched. My apologies. 9 runs given up, 24 strikeouts. Though I think that's a key number. NKU this season, especially against Oakland, kind of strikeout heavy. I mean, this guy. I mean, again, 19.2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, so a high strikeout guy. And he's also coming off a pretty good outing against Ole Miss. He went 2 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs given up, but he also had 5 strikeouts. Again, that strikeout number I think will be the key to this game today.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this NKU team's kind of susceptible to the strikeout, to the points where they're going to need to put the ball in play. It is going to be very important for this top of the lineup that had a lot of Ks last time, left a lot of players on base, to not do that today. Braden Krenzel has good stuff, highly recruited player. I believe you said top 100 recruit out of Ohio when we were on our way down here. So he's got some good stuff. And it'll be interesting to see how long of a leash he's got, if it's maybe only a 1 inning or 2, as past starters for Tennessee have been on Tuesday, or if he could maybe go for that 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like you said, so coming out of high school, he was 88th according to Perfect Game, #1 player from Ohio, so a big-time recruit for Tennessee. And really a player, I mean, in the future, this is a guy that you could potentially build around as only a freshman.
And this team is definitely ready to build. As we're about to get ready to start, we're about a minute out from the first pitch. Tyler Shaneyfeld getting ready to step into the box and lead things off for NKU.
Yeah, I mean, Shaneyfeld, again, he's coming off not his best series of all time, but, I mean, he went 2 for 11 against Oakland, but 5 runs scored and a very, very high on-base percentage.
First pitch ball. Count goes to 1-0. Takes ball 2, low and outside.
Yeah, I mean, Shaneyfeld, again, like I was just talking about, against Oakland, very good eye that whole series.
Krenzel working kind of quick to start, but now slowing down, wiping the mound off from the windup and the pitch. Ball 3, low, maybe a little bit inside. Our angle is a little difficult to call exactly the spot, but definitely was ball 3. Count moves 3-0. Gonna assume Tyler is not swinging away here.
No, I think as that pitch is in and strike 1. But no, I mean, right there, 3-0 count, you just have to hold off, make him throw a strike more or less as he does there to make it a 3-1 count.
As you mentioned, 3-1 count. Krenzel steps back onto the mound. From the windup, looks down at his wrist. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, as Shaneyfeld will take that leadoff walk for NKU to get things started.
Yeah, right there. He did something that NKU loves to do. He drew bunt there. However, he pulled it back, was able to draw the walk there after it was a ball.
And now stepping up is the man who is potentially the Horizon League Player of the Year, Logan Davenport.
Yeah, I mean, Davenport, again, he's had a decent series, 4 for 8. However, he did not play that Sunday game.
Which he was a late scratch, as we mentioned on air. Shaneyfeld bounces back and forth. And Davenport takes strike 1 on the outside corner. So pretty smart there. Make him throw your strike after that walk.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But if you're NKU, do you do your normal aggressive base running style, or do you just try and keep Shaneyfeld from getting out at all cost?
I think you cannot change your style of play. Just because you're playing a top team doesn't mean that you can't take chances. And when you have your best base stealer on the bag, absolutely make this pitcher think and be worried about him potentially stealing the base. As Shaneyfeld takes a big lead, bouncing back and forth, and he's off. And it is a hit and foul down the first base line. Count now moves 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously was a foul ball, but that was a beautiful jump by Shaneyfeld on that stolen bag. Even if he didn't make contact with it, solid chance that he would have been off to second.
Absolutely. As we said, the count now moves to 0-2. It is still a 0-0 ball game. Logan Davenport at bat. Throws over to first base. Shaneyfeld in very easily.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about kind of the the walls only 320 feet out. It's pushing directly into left field the wind is. So if you hit a ball to left, magic can happen at any point.
And I should say, this is an absolutely beautiful stadium here at Lindsey Nelson. It just one I really look forward to coming down here for, because this being a baseball school and baseball pride, defending national champs, it's a special moment here to be able to call this game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you talk about that winning that College World Series. The first game they played was against the Northern Kentucky Norse.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on as they continue to throw over and keep Tyler Shaneyfeld close to the first base. Count remains 0-2.
Yeah,
Logan Davenport looking to knock in base hit here and the pitch. As he fouls that one off, count remains 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, for NKU, Shaneyfeld 24 for 25 on the season. Absolutely electric on the base paths. Going to be curious to see if they let him take off again or if maybe they just hold him there for now.
Davenport steps back in after fouling that one off. Again, Shaneyfeld bounces around, not going this time. Ball one, inside. Count moves to 1-2. Very solid crowd here tonight, too, for a Tuesday afternoon ball game, or evening ball game, I should say. Looks like a little party deck out there in left field.
Yeah,
Throws over, and not in time again. Shaneyfeld back easy, and this time not even diving.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about the weather before, but I mean, it's currently 80 degrees. Sun's out. I mean, just no chance of rain really at all. Just absolutely beautiful out. Cannot blame people when they come out to the ballpark.
Absolutely. Shaneyfeld is off and running, and it looks like it will be a sharp hit to the third baseman. He will bobble, try to make the throw. Davenport is safe at first, so there will be runners on first and second as Joe Miranda steps up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, right there for Tennessee, just a slight bobble right there, and with the speed that Davenport has, was easily able to make it over to the first base.
Shaneyfeld was going to get to second base pretty easy on that little hit and run potential steal. And now stepping up is Gabe Miranda, the power bat for NKU.
And it looks like early decision that's going down as an error for Tennessee, it looks like.
As it should be. The third baseman did bobble it a little bit. As takes strike one. Interesting to see Tennessee doesn't have to shift on Miranda as much as Oakland did. I don't know if it's because they trust their defense or they don't think he can wrap it around. But it's very interesting because the third baseman also playing way back. And if you remember, Oakland played pretty tight to third.
Yeah, I mean, with NKU, Oakland played a lot.
Swung on and missed for strike two.
I mean, NKU, they did a lot of bunt action going on. That kind of made Oakland play that third baseline, be very careful. As, I mean, with Dizzy's usual style, I find it interesting that Miranda did not try and lay down a bunt there with first and second, no outs especially.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want to take that power bat out of his hands. As the count sits at 0-2, Krenzel looks back at second. Swing and a miss. Strike one, or strike out number one for Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, just three beautiful pitches there by the pitcher, just trying to get back on top after giving up two base runners.
Now stacking up number 29, Josh Williams, the other power-heading left-hander. If Tennessee's not known his name yet, they will probably by the end of this one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Williams, again, like most of the team, I feel like I'm saying this a lot. He did slump against Oakland, only 3 for 12. However, he absolutely can get a hold of one and kick it out.
And it was kind of weird to see because when the first time they played Oakland, he was a killer. He was 8 for 12 in that series or 7 for 12. Had 2 bombs. So sometimes that's going to happen. Top of the lineup slumped all around. They got to capitalize, though, as there is runners on first and second here, as that is a pitch and the ball is fouled up. And with plenty of room over there to play, third base catcher come in, but it is into the dugout. Count goes 0-1. Much bigger field here, more professional baseball-like atmosphere. So there's plenty of room to play in foul territory today when it comes to the dugouts, as there's also an open roof, basically, besides on top of the benches.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You have, again, like you said, basically major league. You have way more space behind the backstop, too, which NKU did have some pass ball problems. So I'll be curious to see if that larger backstop maybe causes even more issues.
As Williams takes that for a ball, count goes 1-1. Currently 1 out. Shaneyfeld sitting on second base. Davenport sitting on first after reaching on an error and a walk.
I mean, early goings. Compared to Oakland, I feel like we're hanging back more, making the pitcher work instead of just kind of free swinging like we did a lot.
Shaneyfeld makes that jumping lead just in case the ball is easily passed. That pitch is taking for a ball. Count goes 2-1. Interesting to see if Krenzel can get out of this jam, as he does have strikeout stuff. Shortstop holding Shaneyfeld on as the ball is fouled off to the Tennessee dugout side. Count now moves to 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, on the season, He's only pitched 20 innings, so not too much experience out here. So hopefully, if NKU is able to do anything, we'll be hoping to jump onto like lack of experience, stuff like that.
Krenzel now from the stretch. Shortstop again, keeping Shaneyfelder close a little bit as he strikes Williams out swinging. Down goes the second Norse batter. And now stepping up will be Marcus Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, right there, just threw the fastball, see what would happen, just got the strikeout from it.
And as we talked about when we walked into this place, he is a strikeout pitcher. You don't make a top 100 recruiting class or recruit not having that power fastball, and he absolutely just showed it there. 2 down for the Norse. Runner still on first and second. And as I mentioned, Marcus Harrison stepping up to the plate. Davenport, first pitch. Ball outside. Count goes 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison, and he only played 2 games against Oakland. However, in those 2 games, he was able to get a home run, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Played arguably one of the best offensive showings we had against the Golden Grizzlies.
And that is going to be important today if he can keep the bat alive, which is ripped into the right field. Shaneyfelt going around third. Denzi sending them home. They play at the plate. And he's got him. Absolute beautiful throw by the right fielder to get Shaneyfelt coming home. Got aggressive on the base path. Can't hate it there. But unfortunately for the Norse, nothing comes out of the first 2 batters getting on. So moving to the bottom of the first inning, it is Norse 0, Tennessee coming up to bat. We'll be right back thanks to the Northerner. All right, so actually the play at home will be under review. I promise you, the throw got there in time. I guess it's whether Shaneyfelt got his hand in, and despite the fan standing in front of us, I do believe he's out. Hopefully I'm wrong. Been wrong before, but we're just waiting as we're under review. Jameson, any thoughts on that play?
I mean, it was just a brilliant throw into the outfield. I mean, again, against a team like Tennessee, you have to be aggressive. You have to go for every base scoring or every scoring opportunity you can. I don't blame Dizzy for sending it. You trust your guy. I mean, he's, again, one of the fastest guys in the Horizon League and really just in general. Super fast, super athletic. I love the call to go for it, even if this is rolled out.
Yeah, he made Chapman make a play. And the thing is, Chapman made that play. That was a beeline, beautiful throw right to the catcher, just a little bit behind him. It's just waiting to see what happens here as we're still waiting. Just waiting for the review is the best way I can describe it. As I mentioned, it looked like he was out. Could be wrong. Just waiting on the SEC Plus, I believe, is what they have today calling the game. And Aaron Davis was the home plate umpire who called him out. And as I mentioned, that ball definitely beat him there.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just all about did he get the hand in. And also, so during this game, you get 2 challenges. If you win it, you get to keep it. So really, I mean, if you're Dizzy, kind of have to think, okay, I can kind of use one here, see what happens, and then you get another one. So you always have that one in your back pocket that you can use. And again, if you win, you get to keep it. So I'll be curious to see the call.
And it does have to be one he had to feel pretty confident about to use it this early on and to realize how important that run is. That was such a nicely hit ball. Just perfect, though, for the right fielder to come in, make the play, throw on the beeline. Taking a little bit of time. Out comes the umpires now, waiting for the call. After video review, the call is out. So just as we mentioned, we will go to the bottom of the first. NKU 0, Tennessee coming to bat. We will be back with you, thanks to the Northerner. And we're back here in Knoxville, Tennessee, with the score currently NKU Norse 0, UT Vols coming to bat. I'm Joshua Northcutt, and joining me on the call is Jameson Howard. As the Norse take the field for the first time tonight, Jameson, who will be taking the mound?
Yeah, so taking the mound for the Norse is 6'1" left-hander Bobby Bartlett. Again, against Oakland, he pitched 2/3 of an inning, 1 K. He came into a spot where he needed just get outs, and he was able to do that. Did not give up any hits or runs, so I'll be curious to see what he's able to do out here against this loaded Tennessee offense.
And loaded offense is absolutely what this Vols team is made of. We talked about the power, second most home runs in the last, I believe, since 2020, behind LSU. They take advantage of short porches out there in left and right field. 390 dead center, but that is a very tall wall out there that the ball can be hit off of. But enough rambling as Gavin Kyline steps to the plate.
It's Keelan.
Keelan, thank you. Sorry, Keelan steps to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Keelan on the season. He's absolutely hitting baseballs, batting .402, OPS 1.295. However, the one thing about him, he's not technically, his first pitch comes in, that's fouled off. He's not played enough games to be a qualified hitter, so he's not showing up in like the SEC stats. Yeah, there we go. However, if he did, he would be leading the SEC in batting average.
That's what you want from a leadoff hitter. So I guess since he's taken over that position, he is taking advantage of it as NKU has a giant shift to the right-hand side, and the count is now 1-1 as that ball was in the dirt. Again, we'll be interested to see how many innings Bobby can go today for NKU, hoping that he can get around the batting order at least once. As he throws from the stretch, ball high, count goes 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And the other thing about this guy is, I mean, he's not going to swing at just anything. He has 23 walks on the season in those 32 games played. So very good eye. He'll walk a lot. Really just finds any way to get on base he can.
As that is now taken there for a ball, 3-1. Crowd made me think a little bit that was a possible strike. Again, 3-1 count. Bobby cannot let this leadoff runner get on base. NKU with the shift. 3 players playing to the right side. And unfortunately, that will be actually strike 2. Late call.
As NKU adjust slightly.
Yeah, now the third base comes over, and they're basically playing 4 guys to the right side. The third baseman stayed over there to prepare for a bunt just in case. Gavin being able to use his speed. As he strikes out, looking.
Wow, what a pitch by Bobby Bartlett.
Thank you, sir. Just looking.
I was about to say, I mean, Bartlett on the season, again, 32 games played. He's only struck out 10 times, make that 11 now. Brilliant pitch by Bartlett to get him looking.
Now stepping up to the plate for Tennessee is Dean Curley. If I remember from our work before the show, he is one of those MLB professional players potentially in this year's draft.
Yeah, I mean, Curley, he's ranked as the 24th best prospect right now, according to MLB.com, as that first pitch is taken for a ball.
And you'll be hearing that a lot when it comes to this lineup. They have 3 players in the top 50, absolutely can batter around, have power, have speed. It is an all-around team, and how they are currently the defending champions and the 12th ranked team in the country. As that pitch comes across, and the count is now even at 1-1.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't mention in the previous batter, but Gavin Kalin, the guy who just struck out looking, he's ranked 28th, only 4 spots behind Curley right now. Just an absolutely loaded Tennessee roster.
Bobby Bartlett gets the foul ball over into the NKU dugout on the third base side. Count is now 1-2. Bartlett stretching a little bit.
And if you're looking at Dean Curley, I mean, you look at it's 298 average. Okay, there's a lot of players with that above him. However, he also has 30 walks in 44 games, gets on base 42% of the time. Just excellent eye, hits 11 home runs.
As he takes that one for a ball. Count goes 2-2.
Really just has everything you want in a modern MLB player if he doesn't hit for the highest average.
Well, he plays the infield, so you know he'll be on the Reds list of drafting. As Bobby Bartlett gets set to throw a stretch. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Count now goes full 3-2. Again, we could not ask for a better day here in Tennessee. And a special shout out to letting us come down here and call this game. 3-2 count, 1 out. Bartlett looking to sit another batter down. And the pitch. As the ball is ripped hard past the shortstop into left field. The left fielder will get it in quickly, so it'll only be a single. However, first runner on for Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, right there, just got a hard hit ball, went straight past the shortstop, right between the shortstop and third baseman. Nobody could make a play. Luckily, we were able to hold him to a single. Nothing silly in the outfield today.
Andrew Fisher now stepping to the plate for the Tennessee Volunteers with a man on first.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about MLB draft prospects. Andrew Fisher is 42 on that list.
So all 3 guys we talked about before the game are 1, 2, and 3 in this lineup. That is an absolute test for Bobby Bartlett. But one of those that Dizzy had to trust him. Like, you don't get this start just because Dizzy won't believe in you. It is a non-conference game, but it means something to these kids.
Yeah,
As he looks over to first. Little low. Count goes 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys on this team right now, they were here in Tennessee just last year. It means a lot to them. They want to do what they can to win. And again, for Dizzy, he trusts this pitcher. There's a reason why he picked him over anybody else in the bullpen today.
As that is in the dirt, and count goes 3-0. It is going to be very important not to give free passes today, as that became an issue versus Oakland, especially in the late innings. Make them make a hit. Make them find a gap.
Exactly. You have to make them get that bat off their shoulder.
NKU with a big shift as he's swinging on the 3-0 count and fouling off. We have 3 players currently to the right side of the field. Again, third baseman playing in traditional spot. Shortstop directly behind second base. Second baseman in the middle gap playing the outfield. Miranda holding the runner tight as Curley gets a little bit bigger of a lead. And the pitch. Walks him. Umpire shook his head as catcher held the ball up just a little bit longer, but fortunately that will be the first walk of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I always find it interesting. Has the umpire ever changed his mind because of that hold right there? I mean, just ever kind of thought about it for a split second longer? Like, maybe it's a strike, actually.
I'm going to say probably not. It actually probably just upsets the umpire as he's trying to get shown up. But stepping up to the plate for Tennessee is the cleanup hitter, Hunter Ensley. As the old classic of Let Me Clear My Throat plays here through Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Runners on first and second for Tennessee. As a breaking ball fouled off down the third base side and into the crowd. Count goes 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love seeing Bartlett get up 1-0 on this hitter right now. Again, I mean, like most of this lineup, I mean, he's batting .338. Has some pop. I mean, 14 doubles, 8 home runs. However, 50 RBIs. So he leads the Tennessee Volunteers in RBIs this season.
There is 2 of them out there as they're off and running. Throws down to second, and he's able to get it. Double stolen back. Runners now will move 90 feet closer to a 1-0 game.
Yeah, I mean, right there, could be a lack of experience. Sam Bond's not our typical catcher. Usually it's Jake Pollock right there, who had a brilliant defensive series against Oakland, might I add. Part of that maybe going into that throw, he threw it to the left of the second baseman, not able to get the hand across.
As that ball is foul down the third base line. Count remains 1-2. As you mentioned, Ensley leads the Vols in RBIs, and there is now 2 of them sitting out there. Second and third, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I mean, I think another thing to point out in this situation specifically, second on the team in sack flies with 3.
So he's pretty good at getting the ball into the outfield. That .338 batting average is very impressive, though. As the pitch comes in, and that is hit sharply down the first base line. Going to be trouble for the Norse. 2 are in, standing, going to second, and stopping there, standing up, will be Ensley, and it is now Vols 2, Norse 0.
Yeah, I mean, that shift 2 batters ago would have been very helpful in that play, but either way, he just gets a hold of one, rockets it right past the first baseman, able to get an easy 2 RBI double. As, just for confirmation, Rocky Top does play after every score.
Dalton Vargo now steps up to the plate, as I know Rocky Top is going to be loved by Jameson today. We got a 2-0 ball game, 1 out, and a runner still sitting at second after Hunter Ensley puts 2 on the board with an double RBI. Ball inside. Count goes 1-0. It's important here for Bobby Bartlett just to settle down a little bit. He has the ability to get out of this jam. Little damage done, 2 runs. Ain't nothing for NKU. From the stretch. There's a strike. Count goes 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Bartlett, I mean, he strikes out 7 per 9 innings, but also kind of big issue. I mean, we've seen it kind of early, 6 walks per 9 innings to add on to that. So walks and strikes out people about the same rate, which is not something you really want to see.
As that ball is fouled off down the third baseline. Count goes to 1-2. Bartlett back on the mound with the ball, trying to get that second strike out of the inning. Looks back at second base. Shortstop holding on. Delivered to home. Ball, 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, just threw that one slightly above the zone.
Definitely want to just get that a little bit closer to the plate. Make the umpire think. Now, working from the stretch. Looks back. Delivers. And swung. Miss. Strikeout due to the foul tip, but he held on.
Yeah, I mean, good play there by Bond to hold on to a foul tip. I never played catcher. Feel like that would not be the easiest play to make all the time.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Vols is DH Levi Clark. Tell you what, for some young kids, they got some old school bangers.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Levi Clark comes in as a freshman. Really does not play a ton all this season against LSU. Didn't, as that's taken for a ball 1-0. Against LSU, didn't really play that much. However, against Lipscomb, their last Tuesday night game, he went 1 for 1, 2 RBIs, and the big scary number, 1 home run in that 1 hit.
Yeah, the home run is not what we want to see today, but instead, just roots and ground ball or another strikeout as the count now moves to 2-0. Currently 2 outs right now in the top or bottom of the first. Vols lead 2-0 after a Hunter Ensley double knocks in 2. Bartlett now steps back on the mound, looks back, set to deliver. Breaking ball, not good there. 3-0. So now he's got to bring him something to hit. As Bond makes the trip out to the mound. Maybe to think, yep, and they're going to go ahead and just walk him. Which, you know what, is smart. Don't waste a pitch. Kind of a irrelevant at bat right now. You're down 3-0. You don't want to give him the hitter anything to hit, so now you got a whole new count.
Exactly.
As Reese Chapman steps up.
Exactly. I mean, like you were saying, you just kind of take the walk, because at the end of the day, these are bullpen guys. He's not stars used to going out there for 6-7 innings. He used to maybe 1-2 every once in a while. You've got to save his arm if you want him to be pitching additional innings tonight.
So Barley comes to the stretch again, looking over at first, looks back at second. 2 Vols on. Delivers. First pitch strike. Again, Reese Chapman steps up to the plate, currently hitting .313 on the year, 40 ribbies, 10 home runs. Not too bad for your number 7 hitter in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's third on the team in home runs, second in RBIs.
This ball's fouled off behind first base, and again, we will go to a 0-2 count now.
Yeah, I mean, it's important here to establish these pitcher counts. I mean, 0-1, 0-2. This is what you want to see as NKU. None of, no 3-0 counts, 3-ball counts, stuff like that.
Bartlett is now ahead in this count. Again, 0-2, trying to get that third strikeout of the inning and get out of this jam. Runners on first, second. Goes back to second. Just playing a toss with the shortstop. Now, back on the mound. Set to deliver. Looking back at short again. Is that his ball in the dirt? Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like that pitch. It's an 0-2 count. Maybe see if he can get a swing going right there. You have a waste pitch.
Yeah, when you're ahead in the count, always try to change the eye level. It's what really good pitchers do, as no one's holding on to first, so there's a big lead at first. And the set deliver, fouled off into the NKU dugout. Count remains 1-2. Fans getting into it a little bit. Traditional sounds from a ballpark with a little clapping. Bartlett steps back on. Again, runners on first and second. Bartlett looks back. And now he delivers. And strike 3, looking. Absolutely great way to get out of this inning. However, damage was done, so the Vols will take a 2-0 lead going into the top of the second. We'll be right back with you with more Norse baseball, thanks to the Northerner. And we're back here in Nashville, or Knoxville, I should say. Wish we were in Nashville. Knoxville, Tennessee, as the Vols lead at 2-0 in the top of the second. But we have a pitching change for the Vols. Jameson, who we got throwing now?
Yeah, so coming up is number 28, Ryan Combs. He's a junior, and really Tuesday games are his specialty. He's only pitched in one conference game so far in the SEC. However, against Bellarmine was his last appearance. He went 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and then appearance before that against Alabama State, 1 inning, 1 run given up, however 2 strikeouts to boot. Very, very high strikeout guy. Will be interesting to see what the NKU lineup can do against him.
I feel like there's a lot of high strikeout guys on this Tennessee Vols team from so far seeing only 2 pitchers. It will be also interesting, as you mentioned, going from to a right-hander, just settling in there, seeing how the Vols throw. Maybe only an inning, possibly 2. As Sam Bond steps to the plate for NKU.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. You have two righties coming up, and then Jake Altman, who is a lefty, but first he has to go through Bond and Rogers.
Bond is not our normal catcher. However, has shown a little bit of production. Had a very solid game. I believe it was on Sunday, if my days aren't running together.
Yes, Sunday was the game he played.
Yes, Sunday. So good to see him catching out here and seeing what he can do versus Tennessee Vols team. As the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, watching this pitcher right now, it seems very effortless. The ball's floating kind of over the plate, if you understand what I'm trying to say right now.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown his high-speed stuff just quite yet, and it'll be interesting to see what comes here. As that is a first pitch strike, 89 on the corner. Count goes 2-1. Again, Sam Bond steps back in. Combs set to deliver from the windup. And the pitch. Ball on the outside. Count goes 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, right now.
Fans a little bit upset and letting the umpire hear it, squeezing him.
Hey, there's just some things in baseball that never change, no matter where you go.
That is the most common thing. Nobody will ever be happy with the umpire. 3-1 count and delivery. Doesn't go around, and that will be ball 4. Sam Bond works a leadoff walk.
Yeah, I mean, again, Sam Bond's coming off a good series where, I mean, in that one game he played, he went 2 for 4 with a run scored. So it's great to see his momentum kind of keep up as, again, the first batter is able to get on base in an inning.
Now stepping up for the Norse, Braden Rogers. Had a pretty good series versus Oakland. Interested to see what he can do here.
Yeah, I mean, Rogers not a typical starter. However, it is a Tuesday. Kind of get him some reps in as that first pitch is taken for a ball.
Going to make him throw here. I'm going to keep taking until he throws that first pitch strike, unless it's a meatball fastball right down the middle that I can send 321 over that left field wall.
I'm sure you could.
No, I could. That good. Maybe if I was standing at the wall. As that ball gets thrown over to first base, back easily is Bond.
Yeah, I mean, Bond, not a prolific base stealer. Only 2 attempts on the season. He's 1 for 2. We'll be curious to see, though, if he does get some motion going.
Vols pointed a traditional sorry about this. Traditional positions. Set to deliver, and Bond is off and running, but it's a hit and run. Swings away. Right fielder coming in, and under it. That'll be 1 out. NKU trying to get aggressive on the base pass, make things happen there with the hit and run.
Yeah, I mean, as Jake Altman comes up to bat, Altman, he played all 3 games against Oakland, went 3 for 7 with 2 doubles and an RBI.
It'll be important here for him to try to bring it back around as he's sitting in the 8-hole today and Brennan Rowe batting in 9th. We want to get to that top of the order at least by the end of this inning. So no double play baseball here would be fantastic. Quick work right there. Count goes to 0-1. Combs set to deliver from the stretch. Fake steal there by Bond. Took off running and then turned back around.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to make this catcher think.
Make him make plays. Never know. Mess with him a little bit. See what happens. Combs takes a hard look over there at first base. Now set. Throws over. Bond back pretty easily. Count sits at 1-1. Currently 1 out. Man sitting on first is Sam Bond. Altman steps back into the plate. Set to deliver. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 73-mile-an-hour breaking ball right there.
Yeah, I mean, this pitcher, he's changing up speeds a lot. I mean, you have 90-mile-per-hour fastball. All of a sudden, now you're looking at 73 off speed.
That is a nasty drop-off when you're sitting looking fastball and they hit you with that curve. As that is taken in, another 73. Count goes 2-2.
Yeah.
Combs out of Sarasota, Florida, the right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, one perk of what Tennessee's doing right now is you don't give the batters time to learn a pitcher if you take him out every inning. You make him learn a brand new guy.
As he throws over to first base. That has become a little bit of a tradition this season on Tuesdays. When you look at the stats, I think there was only maybe 2 games when I was looking up Tuesdays that they didn't throw at least like 5 or 6 pitchers. Seems like this is just a bullpen day, which is very common in college baseball, so we shouldn't say that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's taken for a ball, full count, 3-2.
Fans are not happy about that. Letting them hear it a little bit. Thought it was a strikeout looking, but instead, as Jameson mentioned, the count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, something you have to love right now is just NKU. Every at-bat seems like it's taking. He's making these pitchers work. You're not just going out there, 1, 2, 3, next.
Bond is off and got a good jump, and that ball is foul. Great jump there by Bond. Not the biggest leadoff, but I think he would have got in there. But Altman trying to stay alive, fouls that one off. Again, if you're just joining us, I am Joshua Northcutt along with Jameson Howard, and this is Norse Baseball, brought to you by the Northerner, live from Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, where we have a 2-0 ball game. Combs set to deliver, throws over to first base. Count sits at full, 3-2. Looks like a little bit of frustration for Combs that he hasn't been able to get this punch out or a ground ball double play.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Again, the longer you can have these guys up to bat gives all sides an advantage for NKU at least. That's another walk, as that's now first and second after the pitch high and away for Altman.
Bond did a little bounce steal there, too. Wasn't actually going to go, but turned around. Now coming up is 9-hitter Brennan Rowe.
Yeah, it looks like potential call to the pin, as it looks like the coach for Tennessee is coming out.
We'll see what's happening here. Might just be to settle him down a little bit. You know, this is Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful day, as we keep saying. But when we hear back home, the rain and the nastiness and the storm, and today we just 80, sunny, clouds. That's beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And if you guys have been to Tennessee, you kind of look out over the batter's wall or the batter's eye. You just see mountains everywhere, trees, very lush, very, very, very pretty here today.
Does not look like a pitching change is going to be happening. However, they're going to be sticking with Ryan Combs, as the Norse have runners on first and second after walks to Sam Bond and Jake Altman. Again, Brennan Rowe stepping up to bat from the 9-hole.
Yeah, I mean, Rowe's somewhat of an unsung hero, I feel like, during that series. I mean, he batted 9th. However, he was always working counts. He hit a home run. He played phenomenally from that 9-hole.
That hits him. Hey, any way you can get on, get on. So we now will have bases loaded, 1 out for the top of the lineup and Tyler Shaneyfeld.
Yeah, I mean, Shaneyfeld tonight, he did draw that walk first at bat. We'll be curious to see what he's able to do now.
Shaneyfeld now stepping into the batter's box. Norse have to capitalize on this. This is a thing that bothered us when we were calling the games versus Oakland, leaving runners on base. They cannot do that today versus a talented team like the Norse, or like the Vols, who they've already left 2 runners on last inning.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Against Oakland, I forget the exact count, but I believe it was over 25.
It was 28.
28 in a 3-game series. As the pitch is coming in, that's a ball.
Count
2-0.
goes 1-1.
Oh, 1-1?
Or 2-0. 2-0.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought that was. Anyways, and there's another mound visit taking place. It's just the catcher this time, though. Nobody coming out of the dugout. But, I mean,
however, there is a player warming up in the bullpen for the Vols, number 21.
Yeah,
looks like a lefty, which is going to be very important with those next few batters coming up for the Norse at the top of the lineup.
Absolutely. But just kind of looking at what happened against Oakland, 28 left on base. That's in a 3-game. Nearly 10 a game you're leaving on base. Those are just runs that you never get back.
Shaneyfeld takes ball 2 or 3. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 2-1 and give it, but Shaneyfeld will not be swinging here. I can promise you that.
We all know all you want is a 2-2-2 inning.
Not here, I don't. Shaneyfeld steps back in the pitch.
Ball 4?
Taking strike 1. There we go. So
the umpire waited a second. My apologies.
Yeah. So count now goes 3-1. 1 out. Bases loaded for the leadoff hitter, Tyler Shaneyfeld. And he squares the bunt, pulls back, and works the walk.
As NKU takes
He works a walk right there, and the lead will now be cut down to 2-1. Vols on top, and we will be getting a pitching change from the Vols. So as they're making the pitching change, we'll take a quick break. However, it is Vols 2, Norse 1, 1 out in the top of the second. There will be Norse baseball for you coming up, thanks to the Northerner. Welcome back to Knoxville, Tennessee, where we have a 2-1 ball game. The Vols leading, and we have a pitching change coming in as there's bases loaded and only 1 out. Jameson, who is throwing for the Vols?
Yeah, coming in is Brandon Arvidsson. Is that what we agreed on?
Yes.
I mean, coming into this game, he does not play a lot of these Tuesday games. The last time he's pitched a Tuesday game was on April 1st. Since then, he's pitched about 5 SEC games. So really, a guy that they typically say for SEC play, so I find this interesting that they're putting him in now. However, last time against LSU, he went 1 inning, 3 walks, 2 runs given up, but also 2 strikeouts to add on to that.
Well, stepping to the plate is Logan Davenport, and it might be one of those situations where you just bring a young guy in, high situation or high stress situation, as you got nowhere to put him. So the lefty will now step up to the mound. Davenport into the box, looking to make this a possible lead for NKU as he takes strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, against LSU, not the best start. He walked, or not the best play. My bad, he did not start. 3 walks in that 1 inning played.
It's set to deliver, and that ball is in the dirt, but blocked by the catcher, so the count will move to 1-1 with 1 out. Again, Logan Davenport, arguably NKU's best hitter, is looking for a base knock to knock in some runs right here. Arvidsson out of Texas, left-hander, sophomore. Davenport goes around. That'll be strike 2. Don't know if I agree with that one, but you know what? Sometimes that will happen.
Absolutely. And also something I just noticed, compared to these Horizon League games we've been doing, you have 4 people on the umpire crew this game, not 3 like we have been used to.
Big time. As he goes around again, does not this time. Count now will go 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fans thought he went around. We're cheering for it, but that one doesn't look like it.
No. I mean, also, I don't think I've ever seen an umpire back-to-back say a player went around. It's typically one or the other, like 1 and 1, never both.
Set deliver. The ball is in the dirt. Count goes 3-2 full for Logan Davenport. Right here, high stress situation. Davenport looking to somehow at least tie the ball game. Takes ball 4, And we now have a tied baseball game, folks.
Yeah, I mean, right now, NKU, they are doing the definition of small ball. They're not swinging for the fences. They are just getting on base any means necessary. And you've just scored 2 runs. Now it's a 2-2 ball game for NKU.
And here comes the power-hitting Gabe Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, again, Miranda, I feel like we've been saying this for the longest time. He's on a cold streak. Love for him to break out of it right now.
Steps into this batter's box, lefty versus lefty. Takes ball 1, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, for Miranda, really, he doesn't walk an absolute lot. I mean, he has 34 on the season. My apologies, he does walk way more than I thought he did.
Big lead over there on third base, by the way. Halfway down the batter's box as the third baseman now creeps over a little bit. Ball's taken in the dirt. We got a 2-0 count. Rose on third, Schenefeld on second, Davenport on first, Miranda at bat. Anything right here is possible with Miranda at the plate. Arvidsson takes a deep breath, goes to the back, about halfway in between second base and the pitcher's mound. Finally worked his way back to the mound. Set to deliver on the 2-0 count. Miranda steps in, takes that first pitch or first strike. Count goes 2-1, and the fans cheer a little bit aggressively, as maybe not agreeing with the umpire so much.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, at this point, you need to throw a strike, and right there, he gets one.
That's in the dirt, and count now moves 3-1. He's got to bring it to Miranda. Miranda will probably be sitting back, looking for that fastball. Standing on deck is Josh Williams.
Yeah, I mean, right here, you do not want to give a fastball to Miranda, but in a way you have to. I mean, it's a 3-1 count. Do you want to walk him, give him a run, or do you give him the fastball?
And the pitch. And it's hit hard, back up the middle. 1 run's going to score. Coming around third. Standing up easily as NKU jumps up on top. 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely brilliant hit there by Miranda. Right up the middle. Nobody could get to it. And now, I mean, you kind of have a silence over the crowd now. I mean, NKU is firmly on top. 4-2 now with first and second.
As you mentioned, it is now first and second as the heart of the lineup has come up big with a hit there by Gabe Miranda.
Yep.
And walks from Davenport, Schenefeld, Brennan Rowe, Jake Altman, and Sam Bond.
Yeah, I mean, again, this pitch is on its way, and that's another ball. I love to see the fact that NKU's doing this. That's the first hit we've had this inning. We've scored 4 runs. You've just got to love the patience and just how NKU's taking at-bats.
Steps back into the batter's box. As the ball is passed, and the runners will move up 90 feet. So we'll have second and third.
Yeah, I mean, and for Williams now, this is massive. He doesn't have the most speed, but now this gets the double play kind of out of the way for the North, so they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Put the ball in the outfield, likely will score a run with Logan Davenport standing on third.
Yep, and for Williams, he has 8 sac flies in the season, leads the Norse in that stat.
Looking for one here, maybe, but even better would be a base knock. As that ball is hit high, going to be out of play on the third base line, way up in stance. Third baseman made it look like he could possibly get it.
See, that's my favorite thing, is you have a third baseman, he plays it fully, and then it's 20 feet out.
Count goes 2-1. Again, Norse put up 4 so far in this second inning with a 4-2 lead. Josh Williams steps back in the plate. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. Just looking for a base knock, because if it's hit to the right side at all, potential to score the run to actually anywhere in the infield, as long as it's not hit hard to the third baseman, we'll score a run, as the runners for Tennessee, or players for Tennessee, are playing way back in the outfield. Swing and fouls that one off. Count remains 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, right now the closest person to
second.
Yeah, the closest person to who's the player on second?
Miranda.
Miranda, my apologies. The closest person to Miranda is probably about 20 feet away from him right now. I mean, you can take as big of a lead as you want. There's no way you can throw over to him.
I'm going to say, if I was Miranda, I'd take another step right here. I'm scoring if the ball is a base hit to the outfield. As he takes the ball, count goes full, 3-2. Jameson, you said it best, though. They are making these pitchers work. They are not giving them anything. They're fouling off anything close. They're making them throw strikes. As he swings and goes down looking. Backwards K for those at home for Josh Williams. Unfortunately, his second strikeout of the day. And now stepping up will be Marcus Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison, remember that first inning? He had that single that NKU tried to score on, but however, they were gunned down at the plate for the third out. We'll be curious to see what he's able to do this time around.
Another base knock like that will definitely score at least one, as that ball is taken inside.
Yeah, I mean, that he had to move out of the way, kind of almost hit him.
Count's currently sitting at 1-0. Settle back in. Strike two, or strike one. 1-1. Arvidsson trying to get out of this inning, limiting the damage to only 4 runs. Harrison not swinging on that one. Count now goes 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, right now the fans are getting more into it. It's a 2-out count now, or 2-strike count, 2 outs. They would love to see the Vols be able to get out of this situation.
Harrison looking. And he takes strike 3, looking, unfortunately. However, damage was done. NKU batted around. All 9 hitters came to the plate. Last 2 striking out, leaving runners on second and third. But the Norse currently lead 4-2. We'll be right back with more Norse baseball, brought to you by the Northerner. We're now through 1.5 with the score, Norse 4, Vols 2. I'm Joshua Northcutt, joined by my broadcast partner, Jameson Howard. Jameson, let's take a moment to dive into the short history between these 2 programs.
Yeah, I mean, these teams have only met 3 times in the past. In 2019 and 2020, NKU faced them. They lost 18-0 in the first outing, 15-1 in the second. However, NKU made the region tournament, or made the NCAA regionals last year. Came here to Tennessee in first game, only lost 9-3, which, considering the team's kind of difference of the 2 teams, that was a pretty good showing for the Norse in the regional opener.
However, now stepping up to the plate for the Vols is Stone Lawless, which, as me and Jameson were talking off air, this might be one of my favorite names in all of baseball. Stone Lawless just sounds like a Western type, just BA, as I'd like to say. He is currently hitting .271 on the year with 16 ribbies and 3 home runs. Bartlett still working for the Norse, currently in a 1-0 count. Gets a swing and a miss, and we'll go 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, for this guy, really and truly, I mean, not the most pop, only 3 home runs and 3 doubles. However, he works counts, gets on base 44% of the time. Absolutely brilliant hitter for the Tennessee Volunteers.
As we mentioned many times before, the whole point of baseball is to get on so you can score. Doesn't matter how you do it, just get on base. As the count now goes to 2-1. Bartlett trying to settle things down, get out of this inning with that lead and keep it intact.
And on the season, as a leadoff hitter of an inning, he bats .333.
As that ball is hit deep left field, we didn't mention much power, but unfortunately into the night, upper deck bomb by Lawless, and it will be a 4-3 Norse lead. Gonna tell you right now, we are not saying no power for any other hitter. That thing went 416 to left center.
Yeah, I mean, right there, you just let him get a hold of one, and he sends it out.
And out there in left field, if you're not watching at home and you're listening to our broadcast, which we greatly appreciate, there is a 3-deck seating facility out there, and it hit the upper deck. It was an absolute shot. But now stepping up for the Vols is Chris Newstrom.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about kind of the shorter outfield. That ball probably would have been out in just about any outfield in the country.
Bartlett now hoping to settle down. 4-3 ball game. Strike one. Get ahead 0-1. Currently the Vols have 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Bartlett now back to the mound. Takes a deep breath. Ball outside. Count goes 1-1. Be really crucial if he can get out of this, get through this inning, and be able to possibly get one more out of him. But this is the bottom and the 9th hitter, so maybe he only sees the lineup one time around. As that ball is high, count goes 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, if you're NKU, you want to try and keep your starter out there for potentially as long as he can go. But also, as a bullpen guy, we've seen it a lot for NKU. Second time you go through that order, they know you now. They know what to expect from you. Really, that's when something has gone wrong for the NKU bullpen.
Currently a 4-3 ball game as that ball is fouled off and into the net. Count goes 2-2. 87-mile-an-hour pitch right there. Chris Newstrom is hitting .390 with 17 ribbies, 4 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, with Newstrom, did not play against the series in LSU. That's taken for a ball, 3-2. Did not play against LSU. However, against Kentucky, the last time he saw a plate appearance, went 0-for-3 against the Wildcats.
Steps back into the plate. It would count as full. Set to deliver. And that ball's hit foul down the first base line, up into the stands. Count will remain 3 balls, 2 strikes. Currently no outs. As again, Bartlett is facing the number 9 hitter, Chris Newstrom, trying to make sure he can sit him down here any way possible. Set to deliver. Looks home. Deep breath. Fouled off. Great at bat right here by Newstrom. We talked about NKU's patience at the plate making Vols pitchers work. Vols doing that here too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Already today, he's up to, Bobby Bartlett's up to 38 pitches, my apologies, on the day today.
Little disco playing out here. And the pitch. And unfortunately, that one gets away from Bobby, and that will be a walk. As the most common walk song plays as he walks up the first base line. But now, stepping up for the Vols will be Gavin Keelan. However, Dizzy is coming out as expected, one time around the rotation, or one time around the lineup, and we'll be making the change. So we'll be right back with you, letting you know who is coming in for the Norse. Norse Baseball is brought to you by the Northerner. Welcome back to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, where our Norse are on top 4-3. However, a pitching change is going on for the Norse. So, Jameson, let the people at home know who is coming to the mound.
Yeah, so coming in is number 22, Griffin Howell. The 6'1" Canadian will be coming into the game now for the Norse. This guy has not seen much play time throughout the season. He's last played on April 1st, so nearly a month ago was the last time he played. Played against Southern Indiana, which part of that game was the first game me and Josh got to do together. But he gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 strikeout.
Stepping in to the plate for the Vols is one of those top 3 hitters we talk about, Gavin Keelan.
Keelan.
I'm going to get it right one of these times. Keelan talks to the umpire a little bit. Umpire says, let's go.
I mean, last time out, he struck out looking. Definitely going to try and get a different result here now.
The ball high. Count goes to 1-0.
I mean, for Griffin Howell, find this interesting. He's only pitched 5 games this season. Really not seen much action. I mean, I wonder if Dizzy's just trying to go through some guys, see what he has for next season.
And Howell is definitely one of those young guys for the Norse, only a sophomore. As that ball was in the dirt, check swing. Count goes to 2-0. Ground ball double play here would be very nice. However, the Norse are shift 3 to the right, and it's hit directly to the shifted second baseman. 5, 4, 3, twin killing.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely brilliant play there by everybody involved to get that double play. And now, I mean, bases reset now for the young pitcher. Now you just need one more out to get out of this.
And I like to clarify that was a 4-6-3 twin killing, not 4-5-3. I apologize. The third baseman was playing his normal position, not deeply shifted over behind second base. But exactly what the pitcher needed there. Pitcher's best friend.
As now, I mean, he comes up, Curley comes up. He shows bunt first pitch. Kind of maybe try and play some small ball for Tennessee.
Hey, any way you can get on, find a way to get on to get Andrew Fisher to come up. Make NKU make a play as they play a traditional defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, now you have work. I mean, it's 0-2 count. Got to just get a payoff pitch right now, as Curley's last appearance did end up in a single.
Howe settles in. Ball away outside, trying to make him chase. Does not get it, though. Count goes to 1-2. Again, we have 2 outs, bottom of the second. Norse currently leading 4-3. With Dean Curley up at the plate. He steps back in the batter's box as Howell looks down at his wrist. Pitcher's count as he tries to throw one just low. Count goes 2-2 with 2 outs.
Yeah,
First one of the night.
I mean, good eye there by Curley in order to see, hey, it's an 0-2 count, but you still have to have a good eye. You can't just be free swinging at any pitch that comes your way.
As that ball is hit up into right field. Right fielder coming in. First base, second baseman going out. Right fielder camps under it, and that will do it. So through 2, Norse 4, Vols 3, and we'll have more Norse baseball for you coming up. Thanks to the Northerner. Stay tuned. And we're back as the Norse are on top 4-3, and another call to the bullpen for the Vols. Who do we got going now, Jameson?
Yeah, so coming in is the southpaw, number 35, Michael Sharman. Redshirt junior, so has some experience under his belt. Last outing, though, was not great for him. Against LSU, he came in, did not get a single out, but recorded, he gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, and a walk against the Tigers.
I like that. Let's see that happen again tonight if I can make any special request.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Of course, to get a bit more even competition, the last Tuesday night outing against Lipscomb, he was able to get 3 innings done, 2 hits, 1 walk, no runs, and 2 Ks to add on to the end of it.
All right, so it was a 3-inning user last time. It'll be interesting to see how long he stays in this one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you're Tennessee, at a certain point, do you keep in a guy for longer, or do you just try to keep on moving it through your bullpen?
We're about to find out as Sam Bond steps up to the plate. He led off last inning with a walk and was one of the 4 Norse to score. So Sharman going from the windup. Pitch. Ball. Count goes to 1-0. Sam Bond has been absolutely excellent from the little work that we've seen him do so far this year in the games that we've called. As it set to deliver. It's a ball on the outside. Count goes 2-0. Seems to have a really good eye.
I was about to just say that. I mean, in terms of just sitting back and actually just taking pitches and working counts, I think Bond has been the best we've seen so far.
As he takes strike 1, count goes 2-1. Sharman kind of quick with his delivery, like a lot of these pitchers from the bullpen. Fouls that ball off. Count now goes 2-2. Again, we have a 4-3 ball game. Norse on top through 2. Bond looking at his bat as he steps back into the plate. Deep breath. And the windup. That ball's hit. Soft footed to the shortstop. Comes in, fields it, and we'll get the first out of the inning. Just a simple 6-3 ground out. Now batting for NKU, Braden Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, Rogers, his first at-bat, he was the first out of that inning before NKU just started scoring 4 as that ball's fouled off.
Good to see the umpire can see a ball hit off a player. Just going to throw that out there. Not upset about that still. No big deal. That didn't start a rally in one game that we called last week. Oh, wait, it did. Count now goes 0-1. Set to deliver. The pitch. Ball. Count 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, just good job staying back there, even in a 1-strike count.
Again, takes a deep breath. Sharman looking for out number 2. As he gets strike call number 2. 1-2. Fans getting into it a little bit. As the PA announcer makes him say, I can make your hands clap. Looked like strike 3 to the fans, but instead it's ball 2. Close on the outside. Count now goes 2-2. Sharman takes a deep breath as he goes from the windup again. Set to deliver. And the pitch. Ball on the outside. 3-2. All the Norse players standing up, looking on, Mav pounding on, cheering. Full count delivery. Strike 3 swinging. Down goes the second batter of the inning for the Norse. 4th strikeout of the day for Tennessee. Jake Altman will be stepping up to the plate. He was also one of the runners who walked last inning and ended up scoring. Lefty on lefty right here. Sharman continues to try to make quick work of this Norse lineup. From the windup and the pitch. Hit hard up the middle and will get through despite the diving second baseman who was playing basically, I don't know, about 270 feet out in the outfield. It will get through for a base knock for Jake Altman.
Yeah, I mean, right there, the second baseman kind of made it fun to maybe see a miracle play happening, but Altman's easily able to leg that out.
Now stepping up is the 9-hole hitter, Brennan Rowe, which, again, we talk about getting the wraparound. Worst case scenario is very important anytime, and they were able to do that here as Rowe goes around for strike one. 4-3 ball game, 2 outs. Altman currently sitting on first base. Vols playing your traditional infield, but a little bit deeper as the second baseman now makes me sound like a liar and scoots closer to second base. Throws over. Altman back easy. Not even much of a lead.
No, I mean, I think right now Altman, all he's trying to do is just stay on. You do not want to waste a potential base running opportunity or potential scoring opportunity with a caught stealing.
Again, throws over. Just point catch with the first baseman. It's always interesting to me, like sometimes the pitcher just continues to throw over until he gets a pitch that he wants from the catcher. Lefty set to deliver. Strike on the outside corner. Count goes 0-2. Again, the Vols currently have 5 Ks on the day. Looking for their 6th. Norse, though, trying to capitalize as we throw over to first base again. Count remains 0-2. 2 outs. 4-3 ball game. Norse on top. Sharman set to deliver and the pitch. As that ball's hit deep into right field. Coming in is the right fielder and out of play. Count remains 0-2. As the runner goes back to first and Rowe steps back into the batter's box. Altman sucking a little bit of air there as he tried to go from first to third. Sharman looks over. And the pitch. Ball outside. Count goes to 1-2. Especially with this quick work so far this inning, if he can get out of this, only facing 4 batters, something tells me he'll probably be back in for at least one more inning as he throws over to first. Altman did not even have a lead.
I was going to say, Altman basically has his foot on the bag. He's just like, maybe something will happen.
I'm pretty sure he was still on the bag when he threw over there. Sharma looks over at first, delivers home. Strike 3 looking on the inside. So 2 strikeouts for the Vols that inning. However, the Norse will still take the lead going into the bottom of the third, as it is Norse 4, Vols 3, moving to the bottom of the third. More baseball coming up for you, thanks to the Northerner. Welcome back. Joshua Northcutt here, joined by Jameson Howard. We are headed to the bottom of the third, and the score is currently Norse 4, Vols 3. There's still plenty of baseball left to play in this non-conference matchup, but it's a perfect opportunity to take a look at the Horizon League standings following this past weekend series loss to Oakland. So, Jameson, where are our Norse sitting?
Yeah, so the Norse are currently sitting second in the Horizon with a 12-9 record. However, we kind of have an interesting situation here. So Milwaukee is 11-9. I'm going to be curious to see if they're able to make up that game, because right now, with one less game played, it kind of makes things interesting for second place, where you get that vital single bye in the Horizon League tournament.
And it will be another crucial situation where we take on Milwaukee this weekend in Milwaukee for a 3-game series. Unfortunately, we will not be able to broadcast that one as we're now underway, and that ball is hit up to the left side of the field. Shortstop coming over, third base coming over, left fielder coming over. Everybody's getting it, and great play there by the shortstop to get the ball basically halfway out there in left field and make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, that was a back shoulder catch, too. I mean, he kind of lost track of the ball, it looks like, but he was able to recover at the last moment and make that back shoulder catch.
Now stepping up for the Vols is the cleanup hitter, Hunter Ensley. He was the benefit of the 2-run RBI last time at bat.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, that might be, correct me if I'm wrong, that might be the first time we have an at-bat end in 1 pitch this game.
Hey, well, if we can keep making quick work of that is strike 1 taken. It'd be very beneficial for Howe. Shown good stuff so far, and hopefully I didn't just give the announcer jinx out. Howe set to deliver from the stretch. Ball on the outside. Count goes 1-1. Hunter Ensley hitting .342 on the year with 52 ribbies, 8 home runs, and again was 1 for 1 with the 2 RBI double last time up.
I mean, you talk about young players and stuff. There's a situation where, all 3 of our starters, one's a grad student, 2 are seniors. You're going to have to make a whole new starting pitching staff for a weekend series now next season. Curious to see, I mean, who was on the radar for Dizzy for that? As that's taken for a ball, count moves to 3-1.
Yeah, this is a guy, though, if he can show you some good stuff here, go one time around the lineup, maybe give you 3 innings, 2 1/3. It'd be very impressive for a young pitcher. As he walks, Hunter Ensley. Now stepping up to plate for the Vols, Dalton Bargo. Takes his time coming up. Gives a little bit of stretch. Tell you what, man, this dude is not small. That is a big player right there. Something tells me he'll be playing in the Major Leagues someday.
Yeah, and I mean, Dalton Bargo, as first pitch is on its way, taken for ball 1. I always find this interesting. Transferred in from Missouri to Tennessee. I always find those interconference transfers very interesting, especially when you are playing your former team in the future.
As the count moves to 1-0, set to deliver and through, just out of the reach of the second base. The runners are going from first to third, cut off at second, so there'll be men on the corners and 1 out. Crucial situation though, able to keep the double play possibility there, despite going from first to third. And you mentioned the whole transfer situation. It's actually a new rule in the SEC. You're no longer allowed to transfer in conference and not sit out a year. They made it some kind of bylaw that the SEC will now not allow it, which is a situation as the first pitch comes in and fouled off. Levi Clark stepping to the plate. Situation with the Tennessee Vols quarterback, Nico. Everybody originally thought he was going to Georgia, but if it was transferred to Georgia, he would have had to sit out a year, which would have been a waste of money for Georgia, and how he ended up back home in California.
Interesting, was not aware of that.
Count goes 0-1 as that ball's hit high in the right field. Coming in as the right fielder. Coming in as it is in. Tagging up and gonna make a play at home. And he got him! Thrown out at home plate. And the Vols will not, the Vols, I apologize. Let me say this again. The Norse will continue to take a 4-3 lead. Beautiful play by the right fielder as now both teams have made a mistake on the base pass. So we will go to the top of the 4th. Norse 4, Vols 3, Norse coming to bat. 3 innings through here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, with a score of Norse 4, Vols 3. Jameson, what has stood out to you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main key, my apologies, to what stuck out to me was just the amount of pitches that the Norse are making Tennessee throw so far. I mean, the first two pitchers that Tennessee used both threw 20 apiece. Then the next guy, 22. Then this guy coming back out to the mound, 17. So 79 total pitches for Tennessee. I mean, you're making these guys fight for these strikeouts, fight for these outs. And that's what you need to do if you're the Norse and Tennessee's doing a bullpen game.
There's no doubt about that. And also just the plays at home. Both teams have now been thrown out at home plate in a one-run game. They cancel each other out. We're all even. However, Norse on the top as Tyler Shaneyfelt and the leadoff hitter steps to the plate, taking ball one. Yes, ball one. Sorry, someone stepped in front of me as I was making that call. So count goes 1-0. Sharman's still in for the Vols as Tyler Shaneyfelt was trying to send that about 400 down the right field line. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about that play right there. I mean, it's not just the fact that you get the out at home. The fact you get the double play. As pulls back the bunt for a ball. 2-1? Yep, 2-1. Just the fact that you get the double play. You had first and third. You had a beautiful opportunity for Tennessee to score, and you're able to get 2 outs and end it.
As Sharman is set to deliver. And the pitch. Ball on the outside. Count goes super hitter friendly. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we always talk about. Patience at the plate. Again, making these guys work for every single out, not letting them just go in there and get 1, 2, 3.
And Shaneyfelt has done exactly that, working 2 walks today, trying to get his third as he fouls that one off for strike 2. Count goes full, 3-2. Shaneyfelt was the runner thrown out at home, that's why I'm not so upset when Dizzy sent him, because that is your leadoff hitter and the fastest guy as he fouls that one back to the backstop. Remains 3-2.
Yeah, man, I just absolutely love the at-bat that Shaneyfelt's taking right now. Again, besides that one first swing, he's very patient. He's not trying to whip a ball out of the park. He's just trying to get on base.
3-2 count. And the pitch. Hit hard. Back of the pitcher. Hits off his glove. Fielded by the shortstop. And is able to make the play for out number 1. I'm actually kind of impressed with how many times that has happened when we call games. That is at least the 3rd time it's been hit hard directly back to the pitcher, hit off the glove, and then either the second or shortstop makes a play.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Now coming up, number 17, Logan Davenport. Currently has reached base after an error by the third baseman and a walk. Takes first pitch strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, I mean, Davenport comes to this game. He's only a junior. I'll be curious to see kind of in the future maybe what
as he hits a sharp down to the third baseman. Third baseman's able to get this one. And no, this time the first baseman will drop it as the throw kind of pulled him off the bag. It'll be interesting to see maybe who the error goes to on that one. But Davenport will reach due to an error.
Yeah, I mean, right there again, just kind of like we saw against Oakland. First baseman not able to pick it up, goes right past his glove.
Waiting to see who that falls on is
they're saying error by third.
All right. So second time today, E5. As Gabe Miranda now steps to the plate. As the count now goes 1-0. Miranda is currently 1 for 2. A strike. Count now 1-1. Miranda trying to settle in there. Need him to swing away right here. Looks over. Pitch. Ball. Count goes 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if, like, maybe Dizzy told him, like, expect this coming in. They are just being much, much more patient than compared to the whole Oakland series where, like, every single at-bat for Miranda was just swing, 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 out.
It's very crucial as they throw over to first base. You make them work, and it doesn't look like anybody's warming up for the Vols, so that is very big and very crucial. right now as Sharman steps back. Man on first, Davenport. Miranda's in the plate. And the pitch. Ball passes the catcher, and runner will move up to second. So there's a runner in scoring position for Gabe Miranda, who leads the Norse in RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, and for Davenport, again, he's not the fastest guy on this team, but he still has 15 stolen bases on the season. Really would love to see Miranda be able to rope Davenport home right now.
Vols with a little bit of a shift on. The shortstop playing about 5 feet off of second base. As strike two comes across the plate. Deep, deep, deep into right field is the second baseman. If anything's hit softly over on the right side, I think Gabe might be able to beat it out. He's got that decisive speed. As he punches it to the third baseman, unfortunately. Davenport will go back and out at first. Bang, bang play. Ball was hit a little bit too softly for the third baseman, so Davenport wasn't able to make a move over to third, so he will be standing at second. Nice play there by the third baseman, putting those two airs behind him. Now stepping up is Josh Williams. Struck out looking and struck out swinging the last two times at bat. Looking to make some contact here. Now, set back in. Sharman looks back at second. First pitch strike. Absolutely nobody near holding Davenport on at second base, so I'd get a bigger lead if I was him.
Yeah, I mean, the closest guy you have looks to be the shortstop over playing in the left field grass.
Sharman looks back. Davenport takes another step. Williams thinks about swinging, however, does not, so count will go 1-1. Norse currently up 4-3, looking to get at least another run in this run support. Got the right man at bat in Josh Williams as he rips this one foul out of play. Off the net. Count goes 1-2. Ball gets tossed up to the fans, which is always nice to see. I wonder if they charge the students now that they get NIL money for throwing balls into the stadium. As he's off and running, and he's going to steal third easy. Tennessee not paying attention.
No, not at all. I mean, right there, that's just basic. I mean, again, shortstop was in the grass. The third baseman's playing about 20 feet away from the bag as well. Why not just go and walk into third base?
He did slide, though, as a third base, but it was not close.
No.
He just slid as a precaution. As the count sits at 2-2 and 2. As Josh Williams goes down swinging for the third time tonight. However, the Norse are still on top 4-3, so we will now move to the bottom of the fourth. It is Norse 4, Vols 3. We'll be back thanks to the Northerner. We've got a 4-3 ball game here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, as your Norse lead through 3.5 innings. Jameson, couldn't ask for a better start.
No, not at all. And as this first pitch is coming in for a ball, for Mr. Bartlett, this is only the second time he's gone past a single inning.
Hal. You're good.
Yeah, I've read two names at once. For Hal, though, this is the first time he's ever gone past. This is the second time he's gone past one inning of work this season, as that's taken ball 2-0. So you gotta love seeing a guy. He's coming in, has not pitched a ton, looking pretty effective.
I'm gonna say, you said this is only his 6th appearance so far this year. The longest was a 3-inning outing versus Eastern Kentucky. That ball is hit hard, but shifted perfectly is the shortstop and thrown out at first for out number 1. Old school 6-3 put out despite being directly behind second base.
Yeah, I mean, I always find it funny how it seems whenever the shift is going on, hit it directly into it every time.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Vols is the home run hitting Stones Lawless. Dude showed absolute top of the roof power last time up, putting it at 3 upper deck over there in left field. As he hits that ball straight up into the field, shortstop going back, camped underneath it, called it, and got it for out number 2.
Yeah, and I mean, something that you just gotta love about the atmosphere of this game. He's going up, pop-up routine. The crowd just gets loud, trying to distract him, do whatever they can to potentially affect his ability to make that play.
Yeah, well, you know what? It didn't work this time around. However, now stepping up is Chris Newstrom. Walked last time and was thrown out in a fielder's choice at second base. Again, we have a 4-3 ball game as Howe is settled in and shown some really good stuff with that first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. 0-1 gives the count. I'll tell you right now, I think Dizzy's got something in this Howe kid, man.
Yeah.
I am very impressed with his stuff. I don't know if it's a starter or out of the bullpen, but I think the rest of the year we're going to be hearing and seeing this kid.
As that's taken for a ball 1-1. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's just, again, he's not pitched a ton. Don't know if maybe there's an injury, his arm, who knows. But, I mean, based on what we're seeing right now, absolutely brilliant. And he could help us come March. Or not March.
Thinking about March Madness.
Exactly,
already.
come in May.
Is that a strike 2 there on the corner? Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Howe looking to sit the Vols down in order for the first time tonight. Waiting for the batter to step in as Newstrom does. Howe from the stretch. Ball in the dirt. Norse just playing your traditional shift defense.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Looking for nothing little fancy there. Second baseman maybe a little bit closer to second base than normal, but not quite up the middle for a shift.
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting. Again, this was when Tennessee was playing defense. They started the game not really shifting anybody. These last 2 innings, they've started doing normal shifts like you saw Oakland do against us, stuff like that.
Newstrom steps back into the plate with a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Howell loses that one, goes high as Newstrom fake swings and didn't even really think about it. Count now goes full. 3-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Norse lead 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, right here, you have to have a good payoff pitch if you're Hal. Whatever your best pitch, you just throw it here, no matter what.
And that best pitch is thrown and hit into right field. Right fielder's under it. And through 4, the Norse will continue to lead 4-3. We will be back with more baseball, thanks to the Northerner. Joshua Northcutt here, joined by Jameson Howard as we wrap up 4 innings at UT Lindsey's Nelson Stadium. First pitch strike by Sharman as he's set to work his 3rd inning. Let's take a quick trip around the Horizon League and check how non-conference play is going for others.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to wait for this pitch as it's in called strike 2. Really an interesting matchup as future Horizon League member Northern Illinois just lost to Milwaukee 18-15 in an absolute offensive slugfest for the two teams.
Yeah, we do not have that going on here. This is a 4-3 ball game, and that ball is swung on and fouled, but caught for out number 1. Another strikeout for the Vols. Now stepping up is Sam Bond. He walked in his first at bat and ground out to the shortstop in his next. Looking to find a way to get on base as there's one down here at the top of the 5. Sharman set in. The pitch. Takes that. Ball 1 on the outside corner.
Yeah, and also, I mean, up back in Northern Kentucky, we do have some storms going on. And Wright State was supposed to play at Dayton. However, that game did get canceled. Hope for the best. Everybody's staying safe up in Northern Kentucky.
Absolutely. As that rips hard up the center. Made a play by the diving second baseman and throws him out at first. Excellent play there by the second baseman for the Vols to get Sam Bond running. Curley showing why he is a top prospect in Major League Baseball with that diving stop right there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. On the MLB rating scale out of 70, is it correct?
Yes.
He has a 65 arm.
Yep, well, just saw a little bit of that right there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As this first pitch comes in, drop strike 1.
Count now goes to 0-1. Braden Rogers coming up the plate for the Norse. Set to deliver. Ball on the outside. Count goes 1-1. That was an absolute excellent play. That was a Brandon Phillips-like type web gem. May even remind the fans as a former Cincinnati Red, Nick Senzel, back in the day when he played here for Tennessee.
Did not know that Senzel was a volunteer.
Count right now is at 2-1 after that pitch was low and away. Norse lead 4-3. Currently 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors for our Norse. As the pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Count goes now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Vols currently 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors by the third baseman. Sharman takes a deep breath before he steps back onto the mound. Set to deliver this pitch. Ball outside, count goes full.
Yeah, I mean, good take right there. Really, right now, this is the first inning where Tennessee's pitching is truly kind of overpowering the Norse's offense, it looks like.
They're also looking for their first 1-2-3 inning, just like the Norse had last time. Rogers currently 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to right field and a strikeout. Looks down at his wrist as the left fielder comes back into play. Sharman set to deliver. And the pitch. Ball 4.
Yeah, I mean, just good take there again. Make these guys work. Currently, the pitcher on the mound already up to 50 pitches almost in 2 2/3 innings pitched.
We'll say it does not look like anybody's out there warming up for the Vols just quite yet. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle these things. Stepping up to the plate now is Jake Altman for the Norse.
So currently, we can't see the NKU bullpen. We can only see Tennessee's, as NKU has an enclosed bullpen.
Looks like there's a little bit of time as the umpire talks to his crew. Tells the clock to restart on the pitch count. Again, that is Aaron Davis behind the plate. Sharman now set to go from the stretch. Looks over at first. Ball on the inside. 1-0. Decent lead out there for Rogers. Any stolen base ability?
Yeah, so for Rogers, I mean, on the season, he's 1 for 1. So not too big of a threat theoretically, but he could always take off.
That ball is hit into left field. Under it is the shortstop, and that will do it for the Norse after a walk from Rogers. However, moving to the bottom of the 5, Norse 4, Vols 3 here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. We've got things brewing, but we won't talk about that just yet. So we'll be back with more Norse baseball right after this. All right, we're back here in Knoxville as the Norse lead 4-3 headed to the bottom of 5. However, we have a pitching change for the Norse. Jameson, who's throwing for our Norse?
Yeah, so coming in is another new guy for us. We've not seen this guy pitch yet this season. At least me and Josh, he has pitched before. Number 36, right-handed pitcher Connor Kirky will be coming out today. Really, again, this guy's not pitched since April 8th against the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. So that's 21 days without pitching. And against the Colonels, went 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs given up, and 2 walks.
Going to be facing the top of the lineup for UT, a.k.a. the 3 future Major League Baseball draft picks in Keelan, Curley, and Fisher.
Yeah, and I think another important thing to establish with that, talk about these guys' future draft picks. This team has a lot of young players who aren't draft eligible yet. There's going to be many more draft picks on this team. However, those are the guys who will be probably entering the draft next season. It'll be interesting to see where they get selected to and where they will be playing their future baseball.
As we mentioned, stepping up to the plate is Gavin Keelan. He is currently 0 for 2 on the day as a strikeout and ground out into a 4.63 twin killing last time at bat. Ball taken high, 1-0. Trying to make quick work here. Sits a tough part of this lineup down. So that's on the outside. Count goes to 2-0. Takes a deep breath. Steps back onto the mound. Kirky delivers. Ball's hit hard. Looks like it might be trouble for the Norse. And it's off the wall. Fielded perfectly, though, and quickly got in. However, will be standing on second with a leadoff double.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he just got a hold of one. Luckily, stayed in the park. However, hit straight off the right field wall right there. Like right center field wall, to be exact.
That is about 375, 380 out there. Definitely a shot, however, with the high wall. However, props goes out there to Shanifelt, playing very well off the ball and getting it in quickly, only holding him to a double as Dean Curley now steps up to bat. Settles in now. Kirky looks back. Second baseman holding on the runner. First pitch strike on the inside corner. Count goes to 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about these Friday, Saturday, Sunday games are the games that matter when it comes to conference play. You're trying to get that 2 seed in the Horizon League tournament. Kind of fun to see some guys that we haven't seen a lot this season be able to come out here and take the bump for the Norse.
That ball's ripped hard into left field and is going to be trouble. Davenport gets it stuck against the wall, so a run will score. Back-to-back doubles for the Vols as we are now tied up 4-4. Rocky Top blasting through the stadium, unfortunately, in a 4-4 ball game. hoping things can get settled in here. Put those first two behind him. As Andrew Fisher steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk and a fly out to shortstop. Kirky set to deliver. Strike one. I will say, though, he's getting that first pitch strike, so it's not like he's falling behind. They're just putting bat on ball and finding places that the Norse cannot beat.
No, exactly. That's why, I mean, again, this guy, he's a senior. This is maybe one of his last outings as pitch comes in as for a ball.
Trying to settle in here. And you said, as you mentioned, not a lot of works, unfortunately, this season. However, he can get out of this jam.
Yeah.
He's got the experience. Looks like a transfer from Coastal Carolina. That ball is taken on the inside, goes to 2-1. And Coastal Carolina is not a joke when it comes to baseball. So this kid's got the talent to settle in here, get out of this inning with maybe one more run given up, but hopefully none, and we go into the 6 tied up. Because that's low on the inside. Count goes 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, right there, you talk about he established the strike zone early with that 0-1 pitch. However, now he's just thrown 3 straight balls. Kind of lost track of the zone potentially.
Got to give him something here as NKU has a big shift on, and he will walk him.
Yeah, as Bond's going out to the mound. Just settle him down a bit. I mean, it happens. Move on to the next batter. Just forget about the walk.
It looks like the pitcher coach is also coming out. So it's going to be just one of those quick little breathers. Maybe give somebody time to warm up. But as Jameson mentioned, we can't really see over there in left field because it is directly behind the wall where NKU warms up. But it does look like somebody may be throwing, but I cannot confirm or deny that. As for the Vols, there is nobody warming up down there in their bullpen, so it looks like Sharman may come out for another outing or inning.
Yeah, I mean, Sharman, again, he kind of looked kind of shaky coming in, but now he's settled down a lot, and he's been pitching phenomenally ever since giving up the first hit.
This this meeting is taking a little bit longer as the umpire walks out to talk. Everybody now heading back to their natural positions. We've got again a runner on first, second, no out for the Vols. And stepping up to the plate is the cleanup hitter, Hunter Ensley.
Yeah, I mean, Ensley on the night, he's 1 for 1, 2 RBI double earlier on in the game, and a walk to add on to it.
Well, there's 2 more standing out there for him if he wants to try to knock him in. Norse with a little bit of shift as the second baseman's holding him on. Throws back. Not going. Hunter Ensley on the year. 342, 52 ribbies, 8 home runs. And as Jameson mentioned, is 1 for 1 today with a 2 RBI double. And they're off and running. Looks the bunt. Goes down to second base again. And he's safe. Double steal. It's an interesting situation that happened again for the Norse as he's deciding to go to second base instead of third.
Yeah, I mean, with Sam Bond, he is only a sophomore, not really got that many reps. I mean, for him, maybe that's the easier throw, but definitely need to try to get over to third base on that throw.
Well, with the right-handed batter, it is definitely the easier throw as I played a little bit of catcher growing up. That's taken right there. Count goes 1-1.
Yeah, and like most balls that have been called this game, fans do not agree with it at all.
And not agree with it is an understatement. Is the Vols fan in front of us are letting the umpire hear it. Count is in the 1-1. It's in the dirt.
Again, ball in the dirt. However, Bond easily able to jump on top of it. Great play by him.
As mentioned earlier in the game, it is a deep backstop here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Kind of pro-like, so that ball, if it goes back there, that runner will easily score from third. And the pitch. Breaking ball hit deep to center field. Going to be deep enough to get the run in. Shanefeld now going to be gunning it into third. And he's going to be safe and in there in time. So the runner will score and then move up 90 feet as Rocky Top continues to be blasted in a 5-4 ball game. The Vols take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you're NKU, you know Tennessee's going to score. It's bound to happen. However, now it's trying to minimize the damage done by it. Just keep on working one batter at a time and get your offense back up to the plate.
Currently standing up is Dalton Bargo. Set to deliver, and the pitch. Ball just outside. Don't think it missed by much there, but definitely outside.
Yeah.
Maybe owed the fans one, as I'd like to say. Now, set to deliver. Ball's fouled off. Count moves to 1-1, way behind home plate.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the transfer portal and just all the stuff going on. Tennessee comes into the season, they have 20 newcomers on their team compared to 16 returners.
That's a big change for a team that obviously won the World Series last year. Is set to deliver. Ball fouled off again. Goes 1-2. That being said, though, they had, I believe, at least 3 or 4 players who played the Norse and was part of that World Series team in the lineup today, along with the Norse having at least 3 or 4 players who played in the regional matchup versus Tennessee. So it's not a huge change, but there definitely was a change in these teams. As the pitch is set to deliver, ball taken inside, count goes 2-2. Score currently sits Vols 5, Norse 4.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to that game, Reese Chapman and Dean Curley both started that game for the Volunteers.
That ball is inside and is going to hit him. And Bargo is not happy about it as he walks down to the base and kind of lets the fans know about it, I should say. Nobody likes being hit, but especially when you got that runner on first, you definitely don't want to, or on third, you do not want that to happen. Now stepping up for the Vols is Levi Clark. He was intentionally walked in his first at bat, flew out to the right fielder in his second. It looks like Dizzy is making the walk to make the change.
Yeah, I mean, kind of makes sense to me. He's looked shaky coming out of the bullpen. Hopefully able to get a guy to come in here, maybe get those last 2 outs for the Norse.
Looks like he will be bringing in a lefty. We'll let you know who it is right after this break. And we're back in a 5-4 ball game after the Vols have gotten 2 across in this inning. Jameson, new pitcher in for the Norse. Who we got?
Yeah, so coming in is the southpaw, number 16, Gerald Hansen. We saw this guy get some action against Oakland, pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which were, or gave up 4 runs, 2 earned, and 2 strikeouts to boot.
I don't remember exactly, but I believe this was the guy who they put out for that 3rd inning of work and unfortunately kind of fell apart, if I remember correctly.
No, he was the starter for last Sunday's game.
Okay. I just know we had a few relievers come in last game, go a few innings, and unfortunately the third one didn't go so well. However, this will be, I believe, a lefty on lefty matchup, as Levi Clark steps to the plate and actually is a switch hitter, so he will be stepping to the right side of the plate.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you look at baseball, I feel like the switch hitter is kind of a dying breed in baseball, really.
Currently hitting .333 on the year with 27 RBIs, 8 home runs, 0 for 1 on the day, as we mentioned. Throw over to first.
Yeah, I mean, for NKU, you need to get the double play ball here. Get out of the inning, see what the offense can produce at the top of the next inning.
As he's set to deliver. Big lead off first base. Is not going. For outside, strike one. Fans a little bit iffy on that one.
Yeah, I find it interesting. The fans, when Tennessee was throwing balls, they said, call it a strike. It's a Tuesday game. However, it's not the same for the Norse, obviously.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing how those things work. As the count goes 0-1. Hansen delivers. Tries to get him to chase. Does not get there. Count goes 1-1. We have one eye out here. Runners on first and third. Vols lead 5-4 after putting up 2 in this inning. Hansen from the stretch, looks over at first. Runner not going. Again, ball high. Count goes 2-1. Trying to get that double play ball as the infield is shifted for a double play. Hansen from the stretch again, looks over at first. Ball's fouled off. Count goes 2-2. Be interesting to see if the Vols maybe send their runner right here or wait till that 3-2 count. Been able to swipe multiple bags off a Bond today. As you mentioned, not our normal catcher. Hansen now. The delivery. Over to first. Count remains 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, with Bond, obviously not our usual catcher. However, he was able to get a few reps in on the Sunday game playing DH while Pollock, the normal catcher, did catch.
Now, looking to deliver. Looks over at first. Goes back. Throws over to first. He's got the mindset that Bargo is about to steal on this one. Plays with the rosin bag. Throws it down. Steps back on the mound.
I mean, Bargo on the season, 2 stolen bases. Got caught stealing once, though.
Big lead. Not going. As he checks his swing.
I mean, interesting call. They're not even going down to the first base umpire. Maybe see if he saw something different. But
yeah, I definitely don't think he went around, but I don't think that pitch missed by much either. As the count goes full 3-2. See if the runner takes off, and he does not. As the ball's fouled. Back into the net next to the Norse dugout. Again, we have a 5-4 ball game. Bottom of 5. Count will go 3-2. Set to deliver the payoff pitch. And gets him looking.
I mean, brilliant pitch right there. Really for Tennessee, it's very interesting how many strikeouts looking they've had this game.
Third one of the day.
Yeah, I mean.
Bat off the shoulder.
Exactly.
Got to swing. Only way you're going to get run in. And the only way you're going to get a hit. As Reese Chapman steps up to the plate, who struck out looking in his first at-bat and ground out the shortstop. Looking for one of those two situations or any kind of out. As ball in the dirt. Good job by Bond blocking that one. Runner still sitting on first and third. 2 outs. Currently Tennessee sitting with a stat line of 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. To the Norse's 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Chapman looking for his first hit of the day to bring a run in. Takes strike. 1-1. Fans again letting the umpire hear it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I wish we had in college baseball is how with StatCast for Major League Baseball, you can kind of see the zone, see exactly what's happening. Would love to see if these pitches that fans think are strikes are actual
So that ball is hit foul just right of the first base bag. Hansen now will go 1-2. PA announcer trying to get the fans into a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, right here, you need a big payoff pitch if you are Northern Kentucky University. Rev up your best pitch, throw it for a strike, get out of this inning.
Throws over to first.
Or you can always check on the runner at first.
I think you can do that too. Now, coming back. Looking for a strikeout. Deep breath. Looks over at first. And delivery. Ball in the dirt, and the runner will get to second.
Yeah, I mean, again, catcher slightly less experience. It happens. Just move on to the next pitch. At the end of the day, if you get a strikeout, that guy on second means nothing to you.
Looking down at his wrist. Coming back to the mound. 2-2. 2 outs. Needing a big pitch and delivery. Foul. Count again remains 2-2. 2 outs. 5-4 ball game. Hansen goes to Rosin one more time. Looking down at his wrist before he gets set. Still going from the stretch. Runners on second and third. Trying to get out of this jam. Lefty delivers. Foul. This time just above the Norse bench.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw it there, but one of the NKU players tried to reach out over the fence for it and almost fell onto the field.
So we will stay at 2-2. 2 outs. Good at bat, though, here by Chapman, no matter what happens. Battling and making Hansen throw a pitch.
And speaking of the Norse, everybody's lined up against that railing of the dugout. Everybody's cheering on their teammates, really just trying to motivate them, get them into it.
Because that ball is in the dirt, and it'll go 3-2. Runners on second and third. As Jameson mentioned, the Norse trying to cheer on Hansen, tell him he's got to throw him a strike. As Stone Lawless sits on the bench, who already has 1 bomb tonight. And the pitch. Strike out swinging. So we will go to the top of the 6th. Vols currently in the lead 5-4 after putting 2 runs up in this inning. We are here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, and we'll be back after the break. So as we head to the top of the 6th in a 5-4 ball game, we're going to take a little look around what's going on in the SEC as we're playing these Tennessee Vols, the current 12th ranked team in the country. Jameson, what's going on?
There's a lot of games going on. However, so Vanderbilt currently, number 15 Vanderbilt's leading Indiana State 5-3. It looks like the bottom of the 7th for that game. In the bottom of the 5th, South Carolina only up 1-0 against Charleston Southern, seeing if Charleston Southern can pull off a Tuesday upset. Then we move on to Texas A&M, College Station. They lead Lamar 2-1, top of the 4th. Bottom of the 3rd in Georgia. They lead Kennesaw State 3-1. Mississippi State has the number from Memphis tonight, up 7-0, top of the 4th. And then a big one, big rivalry here, Missouri, Kansas. 4-1 Kansas lead right now at Kansas. And then at Samford, Auburn travels down to Hoover, Alabama. Up 2-0 against the home Samford Bulldogs. Ole Miss only up 1-0 after top of the 3rd against Austin Peay. Prairie View A&M down 2-0, top of the 3rd. Then finally, LSU going up against SLU. Not sure who that school is. 5-0, top of the 3rd.
That is a lot of baseball, and that's thanks to, all these divisions changing and conference changes as the first pitch is set to deliver. Rowe fakes bunts, pulls back for ball 1.
Also, one game I missed. Bottom of the 7th, Western looking to upset Kentucky 6-3. In the weather, though, there is a delay.
Back to action here. It's strike 1 comes across. We have 1-1. Again, Brennan Rowe stepping up to the plate for the Norse in this 5-4 ball game. Norse looking to get something started here. That ball's hit deep into right field, and unfortunately under it will be the right fielder for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, for the Norse, is that, what, their second fly out of the game?
I'd have to go back and look at that one, but that was hit sharply, just unfortunately directly to the right fielder. And now stepping up to the plate will be the top of the lineup, Tyler Shaneyfelt.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that last inning. Tennessee had base runners. They were getting hits. However, unlike kind of what happened against Oakland, we were able to contain the action and not let it spread out.
First pitch strike there to Shaneyfelt. Sharman doing excellent work in this outing, giving the Vols multiple innings. Set to deliver this pitch. Shaneyfelt walks halfway up, pulls back. Count goes 1-1.
Yeah,
kind of an Ichiro type bunt right there.
Exactly, trying to get that running bunt down. You have the third baseman and the first baseman both playing in, expecting bunt defense now from the Tennessee.
As he's looking to swing away, and count now goes 2-1. Shaneyfelt on the day is 0 for 1, but has reached base twice via walk, including a run scored. As he does lay the bunt down, and it's going to go foul. Tell you what, though, if that stayed fair, he was easily standing on first base. And that count will go to 2-2, so you got to think he'll be swinging away.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick stat update. NKU has thrown 108 pitches. However, Tennessee, 116 pitches thrown this game. Absolutely making them work counts right now.
Sharman is up to 54. Season ERA down to 3.38. Set to deliver this pitch. As he strikes out looking. Gotta get that bat.
Yeah, I mean, for Shaneyfelt, that's not something he does often. Only 20, that's now 29 strikeouts on the season for the center fielder.
Stepping on the plate now is Logan Davenport. He's reached base twice via air and walked. Reminder at home, it's a 5-4 ball game. It's a pitch strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1. Fans cheering on as Sharman does some work. Strike on the inside corner for number 2. Sit at a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Davenport trying to get a 2-out rally going here. And the pitch. Foul off and a drop by the catcher, so Davenport stays alive. Sharman slowly walks back. Davenport still sitting outside the batter's box, finally steps in. Sharman looking for that strikeout pitch. And he doesn't get it. It's hit into left field. Left fielder going back, off the wall. Davenport is going to second and will stay there standing up. Nice hit there by Davenport into the night.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he lost the ball going up, hits the wall, able to get a stand-up double out of it.
Be interesting to see if there's any kind of change coming from the Vols, as there is someone warming up in the bullpen. As Gabe Miranda steps to the plate, Davenport chilling there on second. Scoring opportunity here for the Norse.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're going to let Davenport get as big of a lead as he wants there on second.
Gabe takes strike 1. I'll tell you what, though, last time they did this, Davenport was paying attention, was able to steal. I'll tell you right now, I'm doing it right here on this pitch. You got 2 outs. Why not? Take another step. Decent lead. Bounces off. Ball in the dirt. Count goes 1-1. As Jameson mentioned, they are not holding him at all on second base. Closest person is the shortstop. However, he's playing in the outfield, probably about 5 feet from the bag as if he was on. And Davenport is off. Miranda swings. Davenport takes that one.
Yeah, I mean, much closer that time around. Tennessee expecting it that time, it looks like, compared to the first time he was able to swipe it.
Also with the left-handed hitter, Gabe Miranda, at bat. It was a free throw down to third.
Yes.
Miranda now steps in there with a 1-2 count. Fans do not agree. They're going to let the umpire here as we go 2-2-2.
Yeah,
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Brilliant take there by Miranda.
Miranda looking to knock one in. Sits back. Sharman delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second time Miranda has gone down. And that is 10 Ks today for the Vols. However, going to the bottom of the 6th, it is still Vols 5, Norse 4. We'll be back with some more Nord baseball after this. So we're back here in Knoxville, Tennessee, where the Norse are hanging tough, trailing only 1 run, 5-4. However, a pitching change is coming in for the Norse. So Jameson, who we got throwing?
Yeah, so coming in is the sophomore right-handed pitcher, number 33, MJ Castaneda. Really, this guy not got a lot of playtime. Again, this is a common theme for the game. We get to see new guys. It's a lot of fun. This is his 5th appearance of the season. Last appearance came about 15 days ago against Southern Indiana. Pitched 1/3 of an inning, 1 run given up, 2 walks. Did not give up a hit, though. It looks like that is earned runs because of walks or errors or something else potentially going on. However, he got his most work out of Eastern Kentucky, went 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and you guessed it, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2-2-2s all across the scoreboard as Stone Lawless steps up to the plate.
Yeah, and as this game keeps on going on, sun's starting to set, beautiful clouds out tonight, ready for this back half of the game.
So that ball's ripped foul down the third base line. 0-1. Again, Stone Lawless went deep earlier in the game in the second inning with a leadoff home run. The Norse are hoping not to see that happen here again. As he steps back into the batter's box. And the pitch. Ball high. 1-1. Castaneda looking to sit these Vols down 1-2-3. From the windup. And the pitch. Ball high. Count goes to 2-1. Stone Lawless also flew out to the shortstop in the second at bat. That was back in the 4th inning. That ball's hit high into the night. Going back is the left fielder, and it's gonna be gone. Home run Vols as Stone Lawless again makes NKU pay in a 6-4 ball game now.
Yeah, and I mean, for MJ, that's the first home run he's given up this season. Again, limited work, only 4 appearances. I mean, it happens. He's a young guy, only a sophomore, plenty of time to develop, work on his stuff. Just put it on the back of your mind, move on to the next hitter.
Now stepping up is Chris Newstrom, the 9th hitter in the lineup. Walked and flew out to right field. Again, we now have a 6-4 ball game. Vols on top. Ball in the dirt. Count goes 1-0. 90-mile-an-hour into the dirt. Now, set to deliver. Steps off. Umpire talking to somebody. Warning or the pitch clock maybe, or the hit. I'm not sure what ran out first, but I don't think it was the pitch. Plus that clock went a lot faster than I expected. The pitch. Ball on the outside. Count goes 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, right here, he's threw the first pitch strike last at bat. Now after the home run, kind of rattled, giving up just 2 not great pitches, first 2 pitches of this at bat.
Yeah, got to settle back in here. Forget about that home run. His offense can easily back him up as that ball goes up into the Knoxville Knight. Going back is the left fielder, and he will be camped under this one for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some wind tonight. Can cause some fly balls to get more suspenseful, but an easy play there. Yeah, I mean,
now stepping up is Gavin Keelan.
Yeah, I mean, you're back to the top of the order now for the Vols. I mean, Gavin, he's 1 for 3 with the double tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. 1 for 3 with the double. Struck out in his first at bat and grounded into a double play in his second. As he rips that ball into the gap, Shaneyfelt trying to catch it down and will not be able to as it gets to the wall. Plays it perfectly though. Gets it back in, and another double for Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like something we didn't really see against Oakland is the defense of Shaneyfelt. He has a cannon on him. I mean, both times he was able to whip the ball back into the infield.
Not sure that one would have been a triple, but it's always good to get that ball in very quickly and just keep the runner at least stranded on second. As Dean Curley steps into the batter's box, he is 2 for 3 today with a single, a double, and a fly out. Looks like the Norse will take a quick visit to the mound, try to settle things down. Again, we have a 6-4 ball game, bottom of 6, 1 out. Pitching for the Norse is the sophomore MJ Castaneda. What do you think the coach is telling him right now?
I mean, I think the thing, essentially just telling him, hey, it happens. Like, you can get out of this. He's probably, I mean, he's faced similar situations probably before. I mean, high school, all levels of baseball. You just have to settle down. Next pitch, make it the best pitch you got, and just keep on going from there.
As the mound visit wraps up, and surprisingly, the umpire didn't have to come out and tell him to break it up. About to get back underway. Settling back in is California Love Blair's. Dean Curley will be stepping up to the plate again. He is 2 for 3 on the day with a single, a double, and a fly out. Ball in the outside corner. Definitely do not want to face Adam Fisher, so throwing the strikes here are important. Also be interesting to see if the Vols will be off and running. Looks back. Foul off. Count goes to 1-1. Again, Castaneda, only a sophomore, so getting experience in a big-time matchup like this is very beneficial for the Norse's future no matter what happens. Big-time opponents, big-time bats. Hopefully he can get out of this inning and only gave up 1 run. As he looks back at second. Fouled off. I think it hurt a little bit as it hits on the inside of the bat, but goes directly back to the bat stop. The count is now 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, right here, baseball is very much a sport of just, hey, next pitch, next batter, just focus on that.
And that's what he's going to try to do right here with the 1-2 count. Looking back at second, turns back easily. Got to keep them close, though. I will give credit to the PA announcer. I do like those nopes. And also the thank you very much if they do anything to a pitcher. Very nicely played. As we got a 1-2 count here. Castaneda looking to sit the number 2 hitter, Dean Curley, down. Ball just low, maybe missed on the outside. Count now is 2-2. Castaneda back on the mound. Keelan standing out there at second base. Bouncing. Pitch delivered. Count goes full. 3-2. 1 out. Gotta give him something here. Don't want to walk him. As Andrew Fisher waits. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and he will walk. The one only plus here is now the double play is there for the taking if they can get one. However, so far, Andrew Fisher has had an eye for the ball, walking twice and then popping out to the shortstop. Andrew Fisher hitting .313 with 44 ribbies, 16 RBI or home runs. Wow, that is a lot of home runs, my friend. But however, the Norse will be making a change and a call to the bullpen. So we'll go ahead and take a little quick break. However, it is a 6-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. You are listening to Norse Baseball, thanks to the Northerner. So we're back here in Knoxville, Tennessee, as a 6-4 lead for the Vols with runners on first and second, only 1 out. However, we wanted to bring up a little special thing that happened last summer, spring, whatever you want to say. So after the Norse took on Tennessee, head coach, manager, Tony V, as he's known around here, watched from his office as the NKU season ended. However, he stated that he wanted to do something special for Mav. As anybody has heard this past weekend, Mav is a head manager for an assistant to Dizzy, and he has Down syndrome. Well, according to Tony V, there was nobody in the area who loved the game more than him and wanted it more than him. We have the exact quote from Jameson. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's Coach V said, we just wanted to make sure he had a good keepsake. I know it won't be his last, but it was his first, so hopefully it's a good keepsake.
So he ended up sending 2 banners to him, and it's just a really cool thing to see, real cool thing to do. And when they interviewed Coach Tony V about it, he just said, you know what, sometimes social media, I guess, isn't all that bad. It was a really cool thing to do, really awesome to see, just for a game that everybody loves so much that sometimes it means more, and winning isn't always everything. As we're about to get back under the way for the Norse, as first pitch strike there. Coming to the mound for the Norse is Noah Sackenheim, number 31, the right-hander.
Yeah, I mean, Sackenheim, he got some action against Oakland, went 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks and no strikeouts. I'll be curious to see what he can do here.
Throws that breaking ball across for ball 1, so count goes to 1-1. Again, just to catch you up, there's runners on first and second. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Norse only trailing by 2, so if they can get out of this jam, it will absolutely keep them in it. As that ball is fouled, out of play. Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is Sackenheim, he's pitched, this is his 15th appearance of the season. He's pitched a lot compared to some of the other guys we've seen out here today. Don't know if Dizzy just wants to maybe give the ball to somebody more experienced in this situation, but it's going to be interesting to see what he's able to do out here.
Stepping back onto the mound. Takes a look at second. Delivers, and that ball's fouled into the crowd down there on the third base side. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, and I mean, one other thing, so against Louisville, about last month or so against Louisville, he was able to go 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts against the Cardinals in Louisville.
Fisher steps back in, backs deep into the box. 1-2 count. Sackenheim delivers. Ball's hit into the night. Third baseman coming over and gonna go out of play as the fans cheer for that. Count remains 1-2. Norse looking for a ground ball, but everything seems to be staying up in the air for Andrew Fisher. Again, he has 16 bombs on the season. As he takes a second to step back into the batter's box, fixing the bat. Now he's back in there. Sackenheim looking for that strikeout pitch. That ball's hit foul down the first base, so we'll reset 1-2. Lindsey Nelson Stadium, beautiful, beautiful night for a ball game. Vols lead 6-4.
Yeah, I mean, really for NKU, not really a night game is not something possible at our current stadium, so it's fun to see some night baseball for the Norse.
So that's grounded to the first baseman. Randall will pick it up. Not able to turn a double play because how softly it was hit, but an out at first as he takes it himself. Runners will move up 90 feet, so we'll have second and third. Now stepping up to the plate for the Vols is the pitch hitting Tue Apr. Sackenheim looking to get the out as he looked like it was strike one, but falls in there as a ball.
Yeah, I mean, Abernathy's played 40 games this season as he comes up as a pinch hitter. .415 on base percentage, 8 RBIs, and 30 total bases on the season. I'm going to be curious to see what he can do here.
As he fouls that one off way back behind the backstop. Count goes 1-1.
Yeah.
And Sackenheim just trying to get out of this.
He's coming off the series against LSU. 0 for 1 in that 0 for 1, my apologies, in that series against LSU.
Sackenheim delivers. Fouled off again. Count goes 1-2. Despite trailing 6-4, not one Norse player sitting on the bench. Every single one of them up there cheering on their team, hoping to get out of this jam. Pitcher's pitch right here, 1-2. Ball high, count goes 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Looking for that delivery right here, needing that strike. That goes high, deep into right field. Right fielder going back.
Caught.
But it is caught. Off the bat, it looked good. However, it hung up there too high, way too high, as the Cleveland Indians in Major Leagues used to say. But going to the top of the 7th, it is Vols 6, Norse 4, and the Norse coming to bat. We'll be back with more Norse baseball right after this. 3 outs away from the 7th inning stretch, and you're listening live to NKU Norse Baseball, brought to you by the Northerner. If you're just joining us, what took you so long? I'm Joshua Northcutt, and here with Jameson Howard, and the score currently stands Vols 6, NKU 4. But very quickly, let's recap how we got here. Pretty simple. Stone, lawless, 2 home runs tonight. NKU, though, making Tennessee work, hanging in there as Josh Williams steps up to the bat. Currently 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean,
take strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, we're making them work. Also, just want to say quick congrats to Tennessee. That was their 100th home run of the season with Stone's home run.
100 bombs is not a bad thing to have right there. It's a team that has a lot of pop, takes advantage of the short porches out there in left and right field as it counts now 0-2. Ball on the outside. Counts now at 1-2.
And also just, I mean, something to look at. Last game they played against Lipscomb. Lipscomb lost 11-1 after 7. However,
that was ripped hard. Dive by the second baseman, trying to make another play, and will not be able to get it this time as Josh Williamson Williams will reach with a leadoff single.
Yeah, I mean, just good piece of hitting there again. Second baseman tried to do the same thing he did last time. However, Williams just had to step on him. But, I mean, like I was saying before, Tennessee against Lipscomb threw 91 pitches through 7 innings. So far for against Northern Kentucky, before we even reach the end of the 7th inning mark, Tennessee has thrown 135.
Make them work. As that's taken in there, ball 1. It's almost like everybody was told, you do not swing until a strike is thrown. Counts it's a 1-0.
I mean, absolutely. I would love to see, as he checks in on the runner on first, I would love to see NKU carry this mindset, really just how they've been playing, carry this through the rest of the season.
It will be interesting to see how things maybe change, what they take from this, as it is a 6-4 ball game set to deliver. Ball on the outside, count goes to 2-0. Norse trail 6-4. Tying run at bat, though. Marcus Harrison looking to make a difference here as he takes strike. Count now at 2-1. Throws over to first. Check on the runner. I don't think there's anything better than night baseball, especially in college.
No, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous tonight.
As we sit 2-1 count. Ball's hit into right field, but foul.
I mean, NKU, they're making good contact with a lot of these baseballs, however, they just keep on looping foul.
Trying to straighten something out right here. 2-2 count. Fouls the ball off. Count remains 2-2. 6-4 ball game. NKU trails. Marcus Harrison trying to at least get the runner over, as Josh Williams reached on a deep grounder or deep grounder to second base.
Yeah, I mean, I find this interesting now. Tennessee is letting this guy pitch. I mean, he threw 4 innings already. I mean, he's pitching phenomenally, but not really going through the usual routine of about 1 inning each.
As that is now check swing, 3-2 count. It does look like somebody is warming up down there for the Vols, so you got to think a change is coming soon, especially if he gets into trouble here. As he walks the batter, and we will now have first and second no outs. As you mentioned, Sharman is in his 4th inning of work. Now stepping up to the plate will be Jake Pollock. Looks like a timeout was called.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I noticed 27 taking some pitches in the bottom of the previous inning.
As the Vols fan, let them know that it's Tuesday. Well, for us at Northern Kentucky, we take every game seriously, and we're here to win games.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, this game counts for, I mean, it's a win or a loss. You want to win these games. You're going to do whatever you can to win these games. Both sides of the ball, I mean, both teams are taking this game seriously. They want to win. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it happens. I get fans being upset. You want to go home. It's only 8:40. You have plenty of time.
Plenty of time. It's not like you got a 3.5 hour drive back. Oh, wait, that's just us. But I'm not ready to make that drive back just yet.
And it looks like Tony V will be making a pitching change here for Tennessee, potentially.
I think they're just talking also. Really interesting to see what exactly happened there, because it was not because the Vols walked out. It was definitely NKU called some kind of timeout.
Well, it's, Oakland did that Saturday, if you remember, where they had, I think, bases loaded. Coach came out. Everybody came out into the or came off to the dugout for a bit as the umpire comes to break up this huddle.
As we mentioned, Pollock will now be stepping in for Sam Bond. Sam Bond had a pretty nice day, going 0 for 2, but was able to reach on that walk and get the big second inning started. Now Pollock looking to step in the plate, and if he can send one into the night, just like he did versus Oakland in that 9th inning, it will be a Norse lead.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Pollock has been playing absolutely phenomenal against Oakland. Even if the hitting stats don't back it up, his defense was amazing. He hit that home run.
As he throws over to second base to check on the runner. First baseman playing way in. I'm talking basically 10 feet in front of the first baseline, looking for a possible bunt situation to get the runner over.
I mean, you have to. NKU, we play small ball here. Like, we're not always trying to hit it out of the park as he takes strike one.
It did not look like he was turning the bunt there, but that's one thing, man. We talked about it in prior broadcasts, and he backs up now. I don't want to be standing up that front. If he looks like he's going to swing, Coach, let me put my natural position. But now with him backing up, it'll be interesting to see if Pollock thinks about bunting. And the runners looked like they were off, but did the fake steal. Did not go around. Count goes to 1-1. Again, there's runners on first and second. No outs for the Norse. Pollock at the plate in his first appearance. He has the power to send this one out there to left field. Ball 2. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were talking about before, the wind is pushing into left field. If you can get a fly ball hanging out there for long enough, you never know what could happen.
Definitely what happened the last time Stone Lawless hit one. Runners look like they were off, but again, come back. Nobody holding the runner on at first, so he's got a big lead, almost halfway to second base.
Yeah, I mean, again, the first baseman playing probably about 15, 20 feet behind him.
Count sits at 3-1, and the pitch. And they are off and running this time as it is strike, but he thought it might have been a ball, so he ended up not throwing. Runners now will move into scoring position. Second and third, no outs. Pollock needing to make some contact right here. 6-4 ball game.
And, I mean, that jump by Harrison was not good. If he throws that down, there's a solid chance he can get him, but.
That ball is hit to the third baseman, going to be hit soft enough to get the runner in. Runner is out at first for 1 out. However, the Norse now have a runner 90 feet away from a tied ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Pollock, he did what you have to do there. He gets the sack hit. I assume that's probably going to go down as a sack hit.
Probably fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice, okay.
Actually, no, not sack. Probably just a basic ground out. By the way, great play by the third baseman.
Yep, absolutely.
Charging in on that one. Excellent play. But we have a call to the bullpen for the Vols, so we'll take a quick break. Top is 7, Vols 6, NKU 5. We have a runner on third and 1 out. But again, we'll be back for more Norse baseball, thanks to the Northerner. And we're back here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, as we've got a thriller as the Vols lead 6-5. However, a pitching change is coming after Sharman had a pretty great outing. Who's now throwing for the Vols there, Jameson?
Yeah, so coming in number 18, right-handed pitcher, Austin Breedlove is coming into the game for Tennessee. He's a junior. This is a guy who plays meaningful baseball for the Vols, playing those weekend series. He's coming off a stint at LSU. He didn't get an out, gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and 1 walk. Against Bellarmine last time out for the Tuesday game, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, and 4 strikeouts. Be curious to see maybe what he can do here with the guy 90 feet away. Tying run, mind you, 90 feet away.
That is the key right here for the Norse, is that tying run is only 90 feet. Put it into the night. Find a way to get him in some way, somehow. Tie this game up and then move on. But, hey, you never know. With a swing of the bat, it could be Norse in lead.
Hey, guess who's on pitch hitting?
We got a pitch hitter?
Nolan Sparks.
It's time to spark something up, baby, as NKU looks to get this game tied. Sparks steps in there, looking a little bit excited. Bat twirl. Breedlove from the stretch. First pitch, ooh. Runner at third thinks about it. But you cannot, with only 1 out, do not make that mistake at home plate.
No, not at all. You have to make sure that you just make no mistakes, no stupid outs. You have to score this run.
Right here in the pitch. Ball on the outside. Breedlove. Count goes now.
Yeah, and I mean,
1-1.
really and truly, after these first 2 pitches, I mean, the third baseman's not holding you on. Do you maybe step out a bit further, hope for another wild
He's
pitch?
coming over now. He's coming over. He's playing a little dance as that ball's taken for a strike on the inside. Count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, good take right there.
Need Spark to find a hit right here to score Harrison. Just make contact. Fielders are playing deep. As he takes that in, count goes 2-2. Currently, NKU is 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position and 3 for 8 with 2 outs. However, we only have 1 out down here. And a pitch. Swing on, miss. Going to go down to first base. Get the runner. Unfortunately, Sparks cannot deliver as he strikes out swinging. However, that'll be 2 now down, as it looks like Jake Altman will step to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day, walk and a single.
As another mound visit, just the catcher wanting to catch up with him for a second.
I don't think so, actually. It looks like another bullpen change. Not Major League Baseball, so you don't have to face 3 hitters. Old school type move right here. Come in, get the out, and then head to the showers, kid.
I will say,
good job.
I find this interesting. Again, we talked about he pitches on weekends typically. Wonder if he just wanted to get this 1 out. Now he feels more confident, maybe putting in another guy who maybe pitches more Tuesday games.
Well, we'll see what's happening here, but we'll take a quick break as Tennessee is taking a quick call to the bullpen. It is currently Vols 6, Norse 5, top of 7. We'll be right back with you after this break. So we're back here in a little stressful situation for the Vols in a 6-5 ball game. There will be a runner on third. Stepping to the plate is Jake Altman. However, a pitching change is happening first. So, Jameson, who's throwing now for the Vols?
So coming in, another southpaw for Tennessee, number 37, Dylan Loy. This is a typical Friday, Saturday, Sunday guy for them. I mean, he's not pitched a Tuesday game since April 1st of this season. I mean, nearly 28 days since pitching a Tuesday game. It's interesting. I mean, theoretically, by looking at it, Tennessee's throwing out some of their best against us. I mean, throwing out these guys who go typically for the weekends and stuff.
Well, Dylan Loy is going to be stepping in with, like that I said, that runner on third, and Jake Altman trying to tie it up with the swing of the bat or potentially taking a lead. He's got some pop, but tonight all you need to see is a hit to tie this one up. Dylan Loy wraps up warming up. Looks like the balls will be coming in. Steps back behind the mound. Altman makes his way up to the base. Dizzy passes on a little bit of words on to Harrison. Be interesting to see how far down the baseline he goes.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan Loy, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. He's from this area. It's always cool to see guys stay local when picking a school.
Young kid, too, only a sophomore. First pitch. Strike in there. Count goes 0-1. Again, it's a 6-5 ball game. One out from the seventh inning stretch. However, the Norse trying to tie it up. Altman steps back in the batter's box. And the pitch. Strike on the inside corner. Goes down 0-2. 0-2 count, 2 outs. We are here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Beautiful night for baseball as the Norse try to send a message to the college baseball world. And the pitch. Ball. Count moves to 1-2. Again, Jake Altman on the day. 1 for 2. Taking a little bit of extra time outside the batter's box. Steps in. Back in the plate. Runner halfway down the line. Grounds that ball directly to the first baseman, who will flip it over to the pitcher and get the last out of the inning. However, the Norse do get a run across, and so we will move to the 7th inning stretch. Tennessee 6, Norse 5, and we'll be back right after this break. And we're back here on a beautiful night from Knoxville, Tennessee, as we've got a 6-5 ball game. And Dalton Bargo steps to the plate. Takes that first pitch breaking ball for strike one.
Yeah, I mean, I like this call here, sticking with Sackenheim after the outing that he had.
Probably looking for him to at least try to go through the lineup one time and settle in here. As he throws another breaking ball and the count goes 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be curious here because Sackenheim, I believe, again, my apologies, I'm mistaken, he's pitched the most of anybody we've stuck out here so far. Curious to see if maybe he gets a longer leash or you want to save him for those Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. No one to use up all of his arm.
Especially with this big weekend matchup coming up as the pitch is delivered. Ball hit into the gap out there in right center. Right fielder over to get it. He's going for second. Oh, cut off. It's safe. The cutoff may have possibly cost them the out at second base. That is the one time maybe you don't want to throw it to the cutoff, but they do. So the Vols will have Levi Clark stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the day with an intentional walk, fly out the right, and a backwards K. Sackenheim set to deliver from the stretch. Second baseman holding him close. Ball on the inside, 1-0. Norse trying to keep this one close. Sackenheim trying to get out of this jam. Set to deliver, 1-0 count. And the pitch. Ball on the outside, count goes to 2-0. Looks down at his wrist. Steps back in.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this at-bat, Levi Clark, NKU got him down. As big
swing and a miss.
They got him down 3-0. Took a quick mound and decided, hey, let's just go in and walk him earlier in this match. Curious to see how he pitched to him as he's currently 0 for 2 with that K, like you've talked about.
So right there, he was swinging to send that ball out there to left field. Made contact. It might have been 8-5. As he throws the breaking ball in there. Beautiful. 2-2. No outs. Runner on second. Sackenheim looking to sit him down. Steps back in. Looks back. Delivers the pitch. Fouled off. Another breaking ball. Looks like Levi isn't exactly looking for that. He's looking for that fastball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very kind of off-putting pitch as NKU, again. You're not throwing the fastest baseball, but that also you get more spins out of it. I don't know.
You get it right. You got it right there.
Yeah.
As that ball is hit deep into left and thankfully foul.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely crushed.
Yeah. Whatever that pitch was, let's not throw it there again. As the count remains 2-2. 73-mile-an-hour curveball was teed up like a softball there. Sackenheim looking for the strike. What was that?
What are you trying to say about softball?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that ball's hit deep into the night. However, it is going to be caught by the left fielder for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, right there, weak fly out to Davenport makes that play every time.
It's interesting, too, to see how the Norse maybe do under the lights. Not being used to play it. You really don't play night games in high school.
No.
Can't really think of too many night games even through the Horizon League.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, stadium lights are expensive. I mean, for some of these smaller schools, it can't be an expense that they can afford. Really makes it interesting.
Dizzy is coming to pull Sackenheim. Dizzy's out there to pull Sackenheim. After an innings of work, gave up 1 hit. He will have that runner on second under his total. However, as they're making the pitching change, we'll let you know who's coming in right after this break. Beautiful night for baseball down here in Knoxville, Tennessee, as the Norse trail by 1, 6-5. However, the Norse are now making a pitching change in the bottom of the 7th. Jameson, who we got?
Yeah, so coming in number 55, right-handed pitcher Ryan Fearson for the Norse. This is an interesting call to the pin, in my opinion, because if you're looking at his stats, he started out the season not really pitching a lot. However, the last 3 weekend series, he's been pitching against Oakland, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit given up, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. If you guys remember that outing, he gave up a home run to like the first or second batter, settled down after that, pitched phenomenally against Oakland. So we'll be curious to see kind of what he can do here, because again, we talked about Tennessee not pitching Tuesday guys. This guy's not a Tuesday guy anymore, only pitching Horizon League games the last 3.
Well, stepping up to bat for the Vols will be Reese Chapman. He's 0 for 3 on the night with a .307 average on the year, knocked in 40, and there is a runner out there on second. Again, only 1 out in the inning. Set to deliver. Ball hits straight up. Looks like the left fielder's coming over. Coming, and got it for out number 2. Exactly what you want up there, too. Simple fly out to your left fielder. He'll make that catch every single time.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we've mentioned this a lot, but we have a big series against Milwaukee coming up. We need as many arms as possible against Milwaukee. They're a very good baseball team in the Horizon. And really and truly, barring something massive happening, the winner of this series kind of determines the second seed. Like, whoever wins that will probably get that second seed in the Horizon.
As he intentionally walks Stone Lawless, I think that is very wise after the night that man is having. The fans are going to let Dizzy and the Norse hear it. But for me, that is a smart decision.
Exactly.
Kid's got a hot bat tonight. Came into the game only hitting 3 home runs. He's got 5 now on the year after hitting 2. Don't let him beat you. Do not let him be the one to beat you.
Exactly.
Go ahead and now face Chris Newstrom.
Yeah, and I mean, baseball is one of those sports where, at the end of the day, just because you don't make, if you like have the fans booing you, probably did something right as an opposing coach. So.
But we do got a pitch hitter here for the Vols. It will be Grimmer stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, Grimmer comes into the game. He's very new. He only has 27 at-bats, 10 for 27 in those at-bats, though.
10 for 27 is pretty darn good. First pitch is taken for ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's only played 19 games this season. He started 5 of them, but he did not play a game against LSU, and against Lipscomb went 0 for 2.
Counts currently sitting at 1-0. Looks back, delivers. Ball on the inside corner. Count now moves to 2-0. 2 runners on for Blake Grimmer. 2 outs, though. Norse trying to get out of this jam. Still only down 1. And the delivery. Strike. Count goes 2-1. Again, Blake Grimmer not having a lot of experience, but enough. 370 on the year with 4 bombs. Here we go, and the pitch. That ball's ripped hard and going to be through the gap. Likely going to score at least 1. Schenefeld is going to deliver it. Cut off and thrown over to third. Go, he's in there. No, he caught him out. He caught him out as he slid off the bag.
Wait, hold up.
No, he caught him out. Slid off the bag, held the tag down is what you're supposed to do. He's not fighting it. Coach isn't fighting it. Don't, hold on. Coach.
He's going to
Coach
talk about
Tony V coming out. Trying to decide whether he wants to review this or not. Waiting to hear from it. Looking back. Looking back. Seeing if he wants to review this. Taking a little bit of time, so we're going to hold off on the break just to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Tennessee pitcher's staying. Yep, the offense coming out. It's like this is going to be a review.
So, yes, he slid off the bag. So we will take a quick break. The run did score, so it is 7-5. Vols leading, going to the top of the 8th. And the power of the lineup getting close as Brennan Rowe will lead off with Tyler Schenefeld and Logan Davenport coming to bat. We will be right back at the break. And we're back here in Knoxville, Tennessee as we get to the top of the 8th, wasting no time in a 7-5 ball game. First pitch taken for a ball for Rowe. The Norse currently trailing 7-5. As that ball is hit deep, going back as the right fielder, gonna be under it.
Yeah, I mean, Rowe, he has that home run power. Kind of got us excited there for a second, but just a fly out.
As I mentioned, it's a 7-5 ball game. Top of the lineup coming to bat for the Norse, which is a very, very important situation right here. If they're going to tie this up or potentially take the lead, it's going to be because of this top of the lineup, as you mentioned before the game started. Strike thrown right there by Dylan Loy. Back out there for another outing. On a season, though, he's 4-0, 20.1 innings pitched. This dude is not your normal Tuesday, as you mentioned. This is a real arm out there versus the Norse.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I think, if you're NKU, this is what you want. You're facing the best. You're putting out your best. Just going to see what happens now.
Shaneyfeld stepping back in, 1-1 count. And the pitch. Foul off. Count now moves to 1-2. Looked about a 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Lloyd taking his time to get back on the mound, wiping the ball down. 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the 8th. Shaneyfeld steps back in the box, and the pitch. Hit hard, but right at the shortstop for out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, Shaneyfeld just not able to get enough pop on that bat, but
now coming up will be, as we mentioned many, many times before, potentially the Horizon League Player of the Year, Logan Davenport. He's 1 for 3 on the day, reaching on the air twice, walking, and a double. Set to deliver. Takes ball 1.
yeah, I mean, coming into this game, we kind of talked about top of the order stepping up. I mean, you have Shaneyfeld with 1 RBI, Davenport 1 RBI.
As he rips that ball, going back as the center fielder, it's going to be over his head. Falls in there, bounces off the wall hard, and he's going to stop at second as he's quickly able to get in there. But the runner will be on second as Logan is seeing the ball, continuing well.
Yeah, I mean, that's his second time getting a hit today. Also, if you remember, 2 errors. He's been on base now 5 times tonight.
Correct. 2 errors reached, a walk, and 2 doubles. Having himself a game, seeing the ball well. A guy who is going to be crucial in these matchups when we get to Horizon League play, especially this weekend, as we keep emphasizing the importance of this weekend versus Milwaukee. Now Dizzy calls time as Miranda walks up to the third base line to talk to him. Probably just telling Miranda, hey, settle in. He struck out twice today. He's grounded out, and he's got a single. If he can find a way to put this ball out there, this can be a tied ball game. Make Loy get you out. Make him throw you a pitch.
Exactly.
Don't force anything here.
Exactly. I think that's, for Miranda, that's the key. You have the power. Again, he's on a slump right now. Baseball, you have to break out the slump. What's a better way to do it than right now?
I'll tell you right now, there's no better way of doing it right now. Josh Williams, though, standing on the on-deck circle, is 2 for 5 on the day. But that's worry about next. This is now. Miranda steps back in, 1-4 on the day. So that's taken inside and low, ball 1. Currently 2 outs. Tying run at bat for the Norse. Miranda steps back into the batter's box. Loy stands down there a second. Foul down the third base line. Way out of play. Especially if the net wasn't there. Again, Loy from the Pigeon Forge, Tennessee area. Got to think this is one of those childhood dreams. Probably grew up a Vols fan. And now he's getting a pitch here on a Tuesday night at home. 7-5 ball game.
Yeah, I mean, you're born and raised 45 minutes away from the stadium.
You're a Vols fan.
Exactly.
You're a Vols fan. Set to deliver here. 1-1 count. Ball on the inside. Miranda almost gets hit. 2-1. currently on the night. The Norse, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Tennessee, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Roy taking a little bit of extra time here. Pitch clock running down. Set to deliver. Ball foul. Tell you what, though, we talked about there wasn't much yellow and black. However, I heard a little bit, let's go, Gabe, there on that chant. Might have been from the dugout, might have been some fans. But I'll tell you right now, we're all here saying, let's go, Gabe.
Yeah. I mean, Miranda, again, just has to get going now.
2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner on second. That is a lot of twos as NKU trails by 2, 7-5. Gabe.
And Tennessee has 2 errors to add on to it.
2's all around the board and the pitch. And it will be ball 3. So we'll have a full count here. And again, an interesting situation here as we've seen multiple times when Miranda's been at bat. No one is holding Davenport on at short or at second.
No, I mean
maybe get an extra lead, take a step right here.
Yeah. I mean, the first 2 times he was able to steal it, that steal third. That second time, though, was very, very close.
And he fakes the hole there as he swings and misses. Unfortunately, that will be the end of the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Vols still on top, 7-5, as NKU was not able to capitalize on that Davenport double. So we'll be right back with you after this break. Welcome back to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, as we still have a good one going. Tennessee leading 7-5 over our Norse, and a pitching change coming for the Norse. Jameson, what do we got?
Yeah, number 44, redshirt freshman, so a young guy coming in. Carson French, the 6'1" right-hander, transferred in from University of Cincinnati. He's not played in a while. Last game played came April 1st against Southern Indiana. Went 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits given up, 2 runs, 1 walk.
Well, this is a big-time spot right here to try to keep the game close for the Norse going into the 9th inning, as we have heard from Vols fans in front of us that the closer for the Vols is definitely coming in and warming up if this game stays a 7-5 ball game. But before we get there, we need the Norse to get 3 outs. Big shift coming from the infield. Let's find out what happens. As French steps. And the pitch. Strike 1. First pitch, beautiful there.
Yeah, I mean, get him swinging early. Have to think that this is a good confidence boost for a pitcher who, again, does not pitch that much for the Norse.
Gavin Keelan at bat right now. 405 on the year. Foul ball off there, 0-2. Sorry about that sneeze. Hopefully I was able to move it. It's one of these situations where we don't have the full professional stuff, and I can't pause it why that's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, another big thing. So against Ohio, he was able to go 2 innings, no hits, no runs given up with 1 strikeout.
Well, we only need him to go 1 tonight. Again, 7-5 ball game. Delivery, ball outside. Count is now 1-2. Looks down at his wrist. Steps in. Looks for a big pitch right here. And the pitch. Ball's foul. Out of play. Down the third base line. 1-2 count. Again, Tennessee leads this one 7-5. So NKU asking French to try to get the top of this lineup down 1, 2, 3 to keep it within, I guess, winning distance, tying distance. Just keep it close as he throws the breaking ball, and that falls in there, 2-2.
Yeah, and I mean, for Dizzy, I mean, part of this, I mean, if you're Carson French, there's a reason why Dizzy trusts you. He's not just going to stick anybody out there. He has faith that he can get these outs in order to keep NKU in this.
As you mentioned, a Westchester, Ohio kid, so he's local. That ball's fouled off again. Count runs 2-2.
Yeah, and I mean, you see a lot of this on NKU's roster, specifically with pitchers. You have about 4 or 5 guys transferred in from UC to come pitch for NKU.
Interesting situation right there. Count stays 2-2. And the pitch. That ball's hit into center field. Schoenfeld looking underneath it. And out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, having an athlete like Schoenfeld in the outfield makes a world of difference for NKU.
So that is 1 down for the Norse. Stepping to the plate will be Curley. Dean Curley. As he is 2 for 3 on the night. Currently hitting .304 on the year. 35 ribbies and 11 home runs. So he's got some pop. And he's part of this future Major League Baseball potential lineup at the 1, 2, 3 top of the order. Steps in. As that ball is hit sharply to the shortstop, fielded softly, and thrown out at first base. That's 2 down.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff by Rowe there. Just make the easy play.
As now Andrew Fisher will step to the plate. He's got some pop with 16 home runs on the year, but currently sitting 0 for 2 on the night. Again, French trying to settle in here. Face these 3 top line hitters for the Vols and sit them down 1, 2, 3. As first pitch strike. Norse faithful cheering on. 7-5 ball game. Here comes the pitch. And delivery. Ball. 1-1. That one was in the dirt. Wasn't really close, unfortunately. 7-5 ball game. French looks down at his wrist. Assuming he's probably telling him what he's got right here on this situation. 1-1 count. Ball on the inside. Moves to 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see, I mean, pitch comm and stuff like that, if that ever comes to the college level, makes it more, like, I don't know, just basically just becomes more popular in the college level. Or even if it's allowed in the college level, I'm not 100% sure.
Ryan Abernathy standing on the plate. He pitch hit last on the bat. However, that's next up. Not this one, as the pitch fouled off. Count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big time pitch right here for French. If he can get Fisher out, it would be a 1, 2, 3 inning for the Norse. Waiting to come up will be Josh Williams, Marcus Harrison, and Jake Pollock. Sounds like some hits, partner. That ball goes outside. Count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the infield. Third baseman's currently playing past where the shortstop would play. Very big shift going on. Left field completely open for this batter if he's able to get one down there.
Left fielder's also playing way off the line, so if he would rip one down there, it could be problems. That's fouled off to the backstop. Stays 3-2. French looking a little bit frustrated that he hasn't been able to sit down. Fisher steps back into the box. French steps back on the mound. Looking for that strikeout pitch. And the pitch. Strike 3. Sits him down. So the Norse will have a chance coming at the top of 9 in a 7-5 ball game. Looking forward to it. It will be Josh Williams, Marcus Harrison, and Jake Pollock stepping to the bat. We will let you know what happens when we come back to Norse baseball, thanks to the Northerners. All right, we're back here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, as the Vols seem to be trying to shut the door on the Norse, trailing 7-5. Jameson, unfortunately, who's stepping in.
Yeah, stepping in, the 6'2", 212 closer for Tennessee, Nate Snead. He leads his team in saves with 3. However, he had a big blow up against LSU. Tennessee went up 3-0. They ended up losing 6-3. I mean, this guy, he's ranked 113th in the draft prospects, which also, as a relief pitcher, it's hard to get up those draft prospect rankings. This kid is really good. I'm going to be curious to see what NKU is able to do.
Hopefully the Norse are able to do something as Josh Williams, Marcus Harrison, and Pollock are due up to the plate. The Norse trying to stay alive. 7-5 ball game.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just reading a bit about him. Capability of reaching 101, so he has that high-digit fastball. Going to be very, very interested. He sits around 95, 97, but he can reach that 101 mark. However, the one thing about him, control, like most flamethrowers, we see this as Cincinnati Reds fans a lot. Flamethrower, he does have some control issues. Hopefully the Norse, like we've been doing, you take at bats. Take it one pitch at a time, maybe draw some walks and see what can happen.
I'll tell you right now, that warm-up pitch just came across with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Something tells me we're about to see at least one 100-mile-per-hour pitch. As the gentleman in front of us let us know, he's got the gas. It's just what the consistency is going to be. Josh Williams settles in, and the first pitch. Ball high, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, take it for ball 1.
Yeah, and I mean, really the last 2 appearances the guy's made against Kentucky, 3 2/3, 5 hits given up, 3 earned runs.
As he blows that fastball right by, another 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Something tells me that's all NKU is about to see here. Just heat, heat, heat. Count sits at 1-1, and quick work. Hit hard. Made play by the third baseman. Routine out right there. Typical 5-3 ground out. Now stepping up to the plate will be Marcus Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about guys who don't play Tuesday games. This guy's not played a Tuesday game since before SEC play started. Very much, this is their closer.
As that ball's hitting the right field, line directly to the right fielder. This will be now possibly the third out. Coming to bat is Pollock. 7-5 ball game. Vols fans standing and clapping. Trying to get this last out of the inning. Pollock looking to extend it and try to get a 2-out rally. Takes first pitch strike. 82 breaking ball. That's nasty. You go 97, then you drop 82. I'm walking back to the dugout. Thanks, Coach. Just looking. Next pitch. In the dirt. Doesn't go around.
Yeah,
Count goes 1-1.
You look at this guy. 5-pitch mix coming out of the pin. Fastball, curve, slider, change. Absolutely disgusting.
Ooh! As Pollock takes one,
98.
98 to the elbow, and he just walks it off like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Pollock there. You don't rub it. You take your base.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, that's why you wear that big pad on the elbow.
Yep.
And stepping up to the plate now.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at it. He's like, probably going to be swollen up a tiny bit tomorrow.
Nolan Sparks trying to get something going here. Runner on first, 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean,
swinging the bat, he could tie it. He's got that power. He's got that pop. Strike on the inside corner, 97. Again, 7-5 ball game. Sparks steps back in. Sneed working quick. Foul.
Hard foul ball right there.
0-2. Got it, and the fans are really getting into it now. Gotta think a breaking ball's coming here. Back him up a little bit, or it might just be the straight gas, but we'll see. Breaking ball high, 83. Count goes 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, again, Pollock, he's not even being guarded. They would let Pollock probably walk to third base right now if he really felt like it.
Run means nothing.
Yep.
As he tries to steal second, ball's hit foul down the third base line as the third baseman picks it up. Count remains 1-2. Pollock was off and running on that one, which makes sense. You get the running start. Ball is safely hit anywhere in the field. You should be able to go first to third. Again, Vols fans on their feet looking for that strikeout punch. Set to deliver. And the pitch. Ball's hit back to the pitcher past him. Shortstop comes in. Makes the play. And that will be out number 27 on the night. And unfortunately for our Norse, will fall just short as Tennessee wins 7-5. We'll take a quick break and be right back with you with a little quick recap of how everything went down today and what to look forward to for Norse baseball. Brought to you by the Northerner. Welcome back to Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, as we just wrapped up a very, very good one as NKU unfortunately doesn't get enough across and falls to the Vols 7-5. NKU stat line, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 11 left on base. Tennessee, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on base. Jameson, who you got as NKU's player of the game?
Yeah, I mean, this really not much of a competition for me. Griffin Howell. Dude came in, went through the lineup one time, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 28 pitches. Absolutely insane. Averaged, what is that, about 4 pitches an at-bat, more or less, about that range. I mean, what else can you ask for from the guy?
I'm especially for a young guy who kind of came into the game a little bit questionable with that ERA. When we saw it, we saw up in the 20s, but that doesn't mean anything tonight. He faced this Vols lineup and gave them the best and gave them the works. 3 scoreless innings, kept NKU in this game, and was a very impressive outing. Big series coming up for NKU and Milwaukee. Big series.
Yep.
Second place on the line, possible bye in situation will likely end up in Dayton. For you, what is going to be the key for the Norse in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I mean, the key is, firstly, if the bullpen can do this again, you're looking good. I mean, the issue is against Oakland, your bullpen would just have blow-ups every once in a while. The bullpen would pitch good for about 5-6 innings, and then it would blow up 7th and 8th. Really, what you need this consistency. I mean, everybody in the pen pitched pretty good. I mean, you had a few outliers, but for the most part, everybody pitched to their best. Really curious to see what NKU can do against the Milwaukee team. That really and truly, they're good. We lost to them 2-1 last time we played them.
Well, as we mentioned, it will be up in Milwaukee, so unfortunately we will not be able to call those games for you. And then the following week, it will be 3 big ones in Dayton, Reverse Right State. Again, won't be able to call them as we will be graduating and looking forward to our future. However, it was an absolute honor to be able to call this game down here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Again, I want to thank you for having the guts to email them and say, hey, can we come down and call this game? Thank the Vols for the great hospitality. The fans in front of us were joking a little bit, but they welcomed us. The radio crew to the left of us, for Vols Nation, greatly appreciated, offered to help us with the internet however we needed. So signing off here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, I am Joshua Northcutt alongside Jameson Howard. And as always, despite the 7-5 loss for the Norse, it will always be Norse up, everybody. Have a good